Hello, Assalamualaikum.
Alright, this is
Hello.
pasukan
Hi.
Malaysia. Alright, they got
Malaysia
to
lawan
move
Cambodia, let's go.
for the first match of today. Mobile Legends Bang Bang on ISF 14
Hello,
World
hello.
Esports Championship. Are you ready for today?
Yeah, ready.
How do you say good luck in Cambodia?
Pelik betul introduction dia ni.
Samnelo. Alright. What about you? Are you ready for today?
Woi,
How do you say good luck in Malay? Good luck?
Semoga berjaya.
Semoga berjaya. Alright guys, you
Betul,
can
tak nampak
handshake
betul
each
muka.
other of team. Good luck.
Todak gua ubah sekarang ah.
Halo. Semoga berjaya.
Jarang berlaku live macam ni.
Giving us a
Memanglah
good
jarang.
performance,
Dah
of
game
course,
dia pukul
and the
10 pagi.
sportsmanship
Paksa bangun
also.
pukul 10 pagi.
Alright, who's gonna be the winner for the first match of today?
Suara tak ada.
I will take to
Ada
the
je ni
guest
suara.
to lead the game for today. Please welcome once again Momo and Arashi.
Thank you very much for that amazing welcome. Mr. Uncle Jer. It's your
Jer.
caster speaking. It's Arashi and Momo-chan.
Hello everyone.
Put in the combo name in the comments if you want to. But we are back
Abang
on this
punya mic
beautiful
jalan
day
ni.
in Bali for
Pening kepala
ISF
otak kau berjambur ni.
2022. And it's the first match between Cambodia and Malaysia. Yet
Yes.
another Southeast
Pak Lo,
Asian
kau cakap
battle.
bahasa apa
Yes,
tu Pak
it's
Lo?
an upper bracket match
Menang
for
2-0
today.
bang.
But today,
Tak tahulah Cambodia power tak power
yesterday
pun tak pasti
we will
lah.
have 3 matches for today. So
Yep.
please stay tuned until finish because it's gonna be, a long day. It's already been, it's day number 3, right, for today. So I think we already have two teams that need to go back and to say goodbye yesterday.
Unfortunately, yes.
Unfortunately, we Namibia and also Slovenia that has to leave this tournament. But we still have another team. They are still competing in this tournament. And now for the first match, Cambodia and also Malaysia. Both of the team look very, very strong, especially Cambodia, even though they met Namibia in the first day. But Malaysia actually almost got their first 3 games.
Salam 2-0.
when they
Boleh.
beat
Vietnam?
no, sorry?
Malaysia and Vietnam. Right?
Vietnam, yes. Vietnam almost turned back the table in the first day when they met Malaysia, right? It's almost their first 3 games for Malaysia. But finally, they succeeded to just close it with 2-0.
Dia
But
paling
today,
panas besok
I
lah,
think
Malaysia
Cambodia
lawan
is totally
Indonesia.
different than Vietnam.
Besok pukul 2
Both of
petang.
the team look very, very
Malaysia
strong.
lawan Indonesia
But
besok.
I just feel that Vietnam, they always try to give us something new each
Right.
day.
Bang, menang
Right?
3-1
Like
sembang
yesterday
malam.
they beat,
Baik.
Namibia as well, looking very fast. 6 minutes game from Vietnam. But today,
6 minutes.
6 minutes yesterday, but today I don't know.
We have to see. It's a completely different
Yeah.
situation. But before that, the ISF 14th World Esports Championship is supported by wonderful Indonesia,
Yes.
Kemenpora, NOC, and KONI.
Yeah.
And of course,
Korang type je
big,
ISF.
amazing,
Type je
massive
ISF.
thanks to
Aku
all our
tu.
sponsors, JHL Group, JHL Auto, Nusapay, Das, Gudang Crypto, Pertamina,
Yeah.
Taiwan Excellence, Hydro Coco, IndiHome, Telkomsel, HIN, Episode Hotel, Merusaka Nusa Dua, our amazing venue, of course, Minaski Global, Indonesia Football E-League, ESID, and Lemon ID.
Yeah, and thanks for our media sponsor, media partner here. We have Net TV,
Dekat TV, diorang dekat TV diorang ada tayang juga kat TV.
ID, video.com, Dunia Games.
Tapi biasalah bila
Also, we have
Indonesia main,
Dance
pun
TV
ramai
and
orang tengok
Dance
kan.
Play, Merah Putih, Bola Score, and
Abang
also
ingatkan dia ada
Todak.
caster, ada
This
caster
event
Melayu tak
won't
ada.
be
Dia
possible
memang
without
English je.
all the
Dekat
amazing
Indonesia pun
support.
English je
So
keluar.
thank you very much. But now, back to business.
Dalam bahasa
This,
Indonesia
this,
pun tak
this
ada.
match,
Kan ada
there's a
caster
lot of
bahasa Indonesia,
aggression
tak
that
ada.
you
Dia
can
buat
predict
satu
going to
bahasa
happen.
je.
Yeah.
We saw that Malaysia against Vietnam, it's a bit of a slugfest, but Cambodia sometimes, occasionally, comes out with something completely unexpected. But
Completely different,
what
yeah.
they can expect, though, is this amazing prize pool, a total of $100,000.
Oh yeah, look at
Money.
that money! For the champion, they will take home 50k
Oh,
US
50,000
dollar. For the
kali
runner-up,
4
they will
lipat,
just take
200,000
30k
ringgit ke, ah?
US dollar, and for the third place, they will have
RM200,000 juga tu ada.
20k
Mantap.
US dollar. And as you can see, the total prize pool is very, very big. This is the World Championship 2022 from the ISF for the tournament format. We already have the 8 teams that will we play in the double elimination system
Right.
here. But now we only have few left.
We're down to the top contenders here, which is why the matches are only gonna get more intense, more interesting, and usually it will get a lot slower because now any kind of mistake will be very, very difficult. And today, Cambodia against Malaysia, Argentina against Indonesia, and Vietnam with the opponents to be disclosed afterwards, depending on the results of the first two matches, of course. So we have a lot to look forward to, but in case you guys missed it, especially yesterday, it was a very interesting situation.
Dekat YouTube kau type Master Ramen, ada lah keluar.
The Philippines.
The Philippines.
And afterwards, you can see that it's
ada bracket lah,
Namibia
ada
and
buat
Vietnam,
bracket dia.
and of
Yeah.
course Slovenia and the Philippines. And now, as a result, we have, for the most part,
Yang mana baru ada batu-batu like, batu-batu
slots
share
filled in
geng.
already, and we can look forward to it's even more intense matches.
CBD tu negara mana bang?
Agree with that.
Planet
6
Marik.
team left in ISF, and who's gonna be the big four first, right? Who's gonna secure the slot into the final bracket? Not grand final, but only the final bracket, because who's the strongest will stay in the upper bracket. And today we will have maybe another team that need to say goodbye,
Ooh.
because we also have a lower bracket match for our last match for today.
Exactly. It's always a very tough situation when you have to say goodbye to a team that they have tried so hard, they have invested so much time and effort, but unfortunately, competitive nature of the tournament means that there must be a loser and a winner.
That's
But of
right.
course, we have all the teams in IESF right now have our full support, and we hope you guys at home will also give all these teams your full support. Even though your main team, the team you support, might be a different team, you can't help but respect your opponents that are
Yeah.
matching up with them in IESF. So we can look forward to a very exciting match.
Agree with that, Arashi. Respect is a must for all of the, maybe you guys, our supporters from all of the country here. And welcome to the day number 3. And let's talk about Cambodia and Malaysia. We know how strong Malaysia, especially for Mace. On the first day, he showed us, like an
Maramai asal
amazing
kurang orang stream PUBG,
solid performance, because 1 versus 3 for Mace.
Ya, kurang
he-
ada banyak
It's not
sebab.
easy to take down this guy, but
Morning,
before we
Mukesh.
talk more about Formings,
Satu
Youngs
sebab
also
Facebook
give
banyak
us
dah
the best
stop partnership.
performance in the first day when they
Jadi
did,
banyak streamer dah tak stream sangat lah.
right?
Diorang stream
Because the Roman position
Dorang
is
skim
so
sikit sekali
impactful
je.
right now.
Yeah.
But on the other side,
Dulu,
talking about impact in the
Facebook punya
gold
partner,
lane,
dia
right?
suruh
OP
live
and
banyak jam.
Romo.
Banyak
These
jam
are players
Betul
with
lah,
so much
minimum
responsibility.
120
Yeah.
jam,
The
ada yang dah
stats
sampai
actually,
160
you
jam.
see a bit of
Jadi bila diorang kena
fluctuation.
live banyak,
Throughout the
diorang
game,
akan main
and
game banyak
the
lah.
Kills, it's pretty standard, but
Jadi
the gold
bila
is where OP has an edge.
bila
But
Facebook
KDA
partnership
though,
dah makin kurang,
has been actually
streamer
so
yang
devastating
dulu stream
because
hari-hari,
his team
satu hari 6
wants
jam
that
stream, diorang tak
aggression.
stream.
So he is relied on
Kalau
a lot
diorang stream
more.
pun sebulan
And
mungkin
when the
sekejap.
games get so chaotic, the same way you
Diorang tak
see
stream selalu
every single
lah.
Malaysian game, you
Termasuk
can't help
dah
but
solo pun
already
tak
come
orang
to
stream lah,
expect
tak macam
a
dulu
high
dia
amount of
stream.
kills for either team actually. It might just
Jadi
be
bila
even back
diorang
and
dah
forth yet
tak ada
again.
keperluan
That's
untuk
right.
stream
If we talk
selalu,
about the gold
jadi
lane,
diorang
it's
jarang lah
very
buat live main
interesting
game
to talk
selalu.
about this position, because we know how strong the
Boleh
team
faham
has
tak?
to rely on them, right? Especially in
Contoh lah,
the
dulu ada
late game.
200 dekat
Especially for
300
the
partner
very
streamers.
late game. Especially
Hari-hari
if
semua orang
you
stream,
bring
berebut-kebut
an
nak stream.
assassin as a jungler,
Main
even
lah
you
game
cannot
hari-hari dah, buat
bring
apa lagi
that
kan? Main game
too
hari-hari lah.
late, right? Because
Yes.
some of the
Jadi
assassin,
bila
their damage
bilangan
is a
partnership
little
tu dah
bit
kurang,
fall off
bilangan
in the
jam
late
pun
game,
kurang,
maybe in
jadi
the
kurang
minute
lah
number
ada orang
16
stream.
Exactly.
or number 18, right? You have to really rely on your gold
Ada
lane
je
game.
yang
But
stream
the
PUBG
problem
tapi
is,
tak rasa ramai dulu
we've
lah.
seen that
saya
Momo
kira.
play really well with his Batrix.
Hmm.
And
Sama
it's
juga
gonna be
Mobile
a
Legend.
homework
Dulu
as well
ramai
for
gila orang
Vietnam.
stream Mobile
Because we
Legend.
know,
Sekarang dah kurang orang
hey,
stream Mobile Legend. Kurang lah.
with Cloud yesterday from the Vietnam looking very good as well. Not only Cloud, and of course a 1-1, but Malaysia still able to survive
Impunity
and even
Cambodia ni
stay
kuat
in
tak,
the
geng?
upper
Aku
bracket.
tahu lah.
And now Cambodia is the next country they have to beat.
And now it's the same old game of drafting against the Malaysians, right? You have no idea
Yep.
what's gonna go where, who's gonna play what. And so it begins for Cambodia. The Phobias as a first ban is quite interesting. I don't think we've seen it being prioritized
Dia
that
makin pelik
much.
lah Facebook
But for
sekarang ni.
Malaysia, the
Tahu lah
Kraja
kan.
is just way too flexible, way
Kita
too
bukan-
useful, and
kita
I don't
bukan
think
orang
they
yang
want to
control
allow
apa-apa yang ada kat
Cambodia
Facebook
to
ni.
get their
So,
hands in
kita
such
tak ada
a
apa lah.
dynamic, a confusing
Kita
pick.
menumpang sahaja dekat
Along
Facebook.
with that though, that's that Diggy being banned
Kita
away
menumpang
by
teknologi
Cambodia,
diorang lah, kan.
and this is something that Malaysia usually
Baik
does.
di TikTok.
Ban away or pick the Diggy as we mentioned, and then stack up the crowd control. But already a different situation here. Angela has been banned from Malaysia.
And
Maybe
it's-
they have some information that we are not aware of.
It's
Banyak kan
interesting
abang
because
tengok yang kat
Cambodia,
TikTok tak
they
banyak
always
pun
ban
viewers
out
dia.
these
Macam Agus
police.
Rian, 100
The
lebih
first
je.
day when
Sama
they
je
met
macam Agus
Namibia,
stream
maybe
kat
Namibia
Facebook.
not looking very strong in the first day, right?
Siapa
But
lagi yang
police
simba-simba
always
Facebook yang pergi? Arif
be
Batia,
a prio
dia punya
ban
viewership dekat
from Cambodia.
Facebook
So
dengan
there
TikTok lebih
must be
kurang kan.
something that
100 lebih,
they
200
don't
je, tak banyak.
actually
Sama
make
je
this
lebih kurang
their
je.
good leaner being distracted. There's some guy who can, trying to
Dive in the back line.
dive going into the back line, especially if he has a big damage there.
Abang kalau dah
So,
tak
no videos, no Diggy,
apa kalau
Malaysia
dah tak
ban
partner
out
Facebook
that
so abang live 3
Angela
tempat
and
kot. Abang live
Kaja. I
dekat
really
Facebook,
like how they
TikTok,
prior this
dekat
Kaja
YouTube.
because we
3
know
live,
how
3
strong
tempat abang live
Kaja
lah.
right
Kalau
now.
kalau
Not only as
kalau
a
dah
rover,
tak partner
but
so abang live
also as
3
a
tempat lah.
jungler here. But there's no 1-1 as
Tapi
well.
kita tak sekerap
From
sekarang
Cambodia.
lah. Macam tu je lah.
Ooh, a 1-1 ban to ensure
Bila
that
ada keperluan baru kita live. Tapi
Malaysia,
kita live 3
whoever
tempat
is in the
abang
gold
live
lane,
3
because we
tempat.
never really know with
Rentak lah
Malaysia,
3 live
will
tempat.
not be able to outplay with
Sekarang
that
boleh abang boleh live kat Facebook
And
je.
for Cambodia though,
Kalau
it
dah tak
really
partner abang
seems
live 3
like
tempat serentak.
they want to punish a lack of, well, almost a lack of counter
Jadi tak tahu muka
mobility
tu hide
because
tak
they
tak?
ban away the phobias.
Kenapa
they can
kalau bukan
punish
bantah
damage,
hide kau
ban
tak
away
nak
the
tengok
Diggy as well can
ke?
lock people down. So I think they just want to go with something very mobile, something they can go in and out again and again.
Indonesia
and
versus
confuse
Philippines
Malaysia
menang.
that way.
Indonesia menang
But of course,
2-0.
that is a playstyle that the Malaysians are not foreign
Indonesia menang
to. They
2-0
like doing
semalam
that
dorang main.
themselves.
Tapi
So we'll have to
tak
see.
live semalam
As
kan Indonesia
Momo Chan
main.
mentioned, it's a
Tengok
very
result dah
interesting
lah kan.
Yeah.
dancing phase, but the Fanny actually
Ooh.
will be the final choice for Malaysia.
So they will try to contest that Leo Mort and also
Kalau masa game kau orang nak
Wait,
abang tutup
Joy?
muka, abang tutup lah muka. Tak apa,
Already can be
abang tahu muka
played?
tak handsome kan. Aku tak nak tengok.
because the information that I've got that actually they cannot play this Joy. That cannot play this Joy, right?
Yes.
So
Interesting. I think we saw,
I think it's gonna remake since there's a I don't know.
Well,
Vexana and also. Oh no, actually it's not a remake. I think because if
we'll see.
yeah, we'll see.
Alright,
Because
well.
if is the next pick for Malaysia with Benedetta.
Benedetta and the Yves. A lot of mobility, but also a lot of mobility denial. And for Cambodia, what will be their situation here? Now the phobias ban makes sense because
Alah,
if they
jangan
want to
ngajuk
play that
bang.
joy,
Tak apalah.
that is a lot of dashes that can
Orang
be
tak instant
absolutely
pun.
punished. So for the side of
Viewers-
Malaysia, are they going to
Followers sendiri suruh tuduh hide
stop
webcam.
that kind of
Macam mana
mobility?
kan?
We'll just have to see. For Cambodia, pairing
hide
up this
lagi-
joy
lagi.
with a lot more crowd control, with heroes
Tak
that can
jadi abang
dash
tutup muka
along
lah,
inside that joy will be very beneficial for those
Abang
big
okey
guys.
je.
Yeah, I agree with that. But with the shadow pick towards Bruno,
Tipu lah kau Ryu.
not really
Well,
agree with that
kau-
because
kau terus terang lah, kau lagi
Malaysia, they
suka
have
kalau
this
abang tutup
Benedetta
muka
to
kan.
dive into the back line. But Cambodia need a good lane that can try to maybe at least have enough damage.
Abang tahulah, abang bukan solo. Abang tak
damage
insert
that
macam
can
solo,
hold
abang
up
tahu lah.
the president.
Kalau
of
solo kan, diorang
Benedetta
suruh
here,
buka
because we know
webcam
how
besar-besar.
aggressive Benedetta with the
Oh,
panel
kalau buka
size
webcam
and
kecil
also
dia
the
marah,
eyes
suruh buka
powerful,
besar-besar
right?
kalau solo.
So I think
Diorang nak tengok
with
muka solo,
veterans
bukan
in
nak
the
tengok
hand
game.
of
Macam Baramin, diorang tak nak
Cambodia
tengok muka
for
Baramin,
OP.
diorang nak tengok game.
As long as this
Yelah,
gadget
kali
has
kedua
a good
dunia kan.
positioning, I think she's fine without without have to worry that Benedetta will try to dive and take her down. But yeah, Leo Mort picked from Cambodia, so it's gonna be joy for mid lane, I think.
We'll see. Whenever a new hero pops up, we never really know where they usually go, right? Depending
Yeah.
on the kit, there could be several options available.
But if you talk about Cambodia ban out this Pelvius just because they want to take this joy, actually there's one more counter for joy.
Oh, tell us, Momo-chan.
It's Min Sitar.
Oh, you're
Right.
right. It's also a very solid engage tool if the Cambodians or the Malaysians want to opt for that. We'll have to see though. We haven't seen it that much recently. But for the Malaysians, having that Leslie though, that's a lot of burst damage. And that means that they are banking quite a bit in the late game,
Yeah.
which is a bit uncharacteristic. They have long range from their mage and from their gold laner, and they usually scale well with items.
Or
So
maybe they
now-
want to pick something else that can have an early damage, such as, maybe Ling from Chiku. Ooh. Or maybe they can play another 2 marksmen like Philippines yesterday.
Now we're talking. The possibilities for the current meta is
Yeah.
very, very confusing.
But you really have to comfort to do that meta.
Yeah, you
If
need
you're
to
not
actually have practice,
Yeah, if
for sure.
you're not comfortable enough with that 2 marksman meta, I think it won't work.
But on that note though, Mathilda and Atlas banned away from Malaysia, so they understand that their backline is a lot more vulnerable compared to Cambodia's. And for Cambodia, banning away the Grok for the CC immunity and also banning away the Akai for the disengage. So Cambodia wants blood for sure. Will
Bah,
Malaysia
define-
contend?
berbaloi ke
Or
define anti
are they
turun
gonna
by
get
anti
that
turun?
Mintatar? Momo-chan,
Look
what
I
a prediction!
say.
Kalau
On
tak nak
point.
koyak,
It reminds
berbaloi.
me on
Kalau
Hard actually.
Harith.
Harry, right?
kalau hati kental, poket kental, tekan je lah. Tak payah pakai anti turun, semua tak payah pakai. Abang recommend lah, kalau dah plus 7 ke atas,
always be the counter.
untuk gol lah, untuk
So,
rakyat Marhen lah, untuk rakyat
He's
Marhen.
very strong right now because
Plus 7 ke
this is
atas,
quite
gol
new,
gol
right?
equipment
Joyce,
pakai
it's
lah.
very new. So if Malaysia
Kalau
they
white
don't
equipment,
counter this, Joy, it's
entam
gonna be a
saja lembu.
disaster. It's gonna be very very dangerous for Malaysia. So I
White
really
equipment entam saja.
I
Tapi
really
kalau
like this
goal,
Minsitar pick. But the thing is,
Pakailah,
Minsitar,
pakai. Kalau
In my humble opinion,
blue
I just feel
equipment
that he
ikut poket.
doesn't
Ikut poket.
have
Kalau kau
enough
rasa banyak kristen kau
movement
banyak
speed,
lagi.
Right? He's very
Tapi
very
the
slow
best
and
way, kebanyakan
he
sultan
really
diorang
need to
kalau
be
buat,
very
diorang ada
handy.
backup.
Of
Maksudnya
course.
yeah.
diorang ada
He's
satu
our main
equipment plus
hero,
7.
but hang on a
Diorang
minute,
naik plus 8.
Malaysia
Diorang akan
might
buat
be
lagi
going
satu
for
equipment. Diorang
2
akan
tanks, 2
refine kat
hooks as
equipment lagi
well.
satu tu.
Interesting.
Diorang tak refine kat
Considering
equipment
the fact that they
utama diorang.
at a
So diorang
glance
ada
want to
2
kite back.
equipment yang diorang refine.
And
So
Momo was
lagi
talking
satu
about the
equipment tu
speed.
diorang akan refine
Cambodia
sampai naik plus
with
7.
the Rafaela
Lepas
as
tu
well,
cuba naik ke
that's
plus
moving
8 yang
speed and
equipment lagi
slow
satu. Yang
for
kedua,
Malaysia.
equipment kedua.
Is he gonna
Jadi
beat
kalau turun
Minsitar
naik pun
jungle?
equipment yang kedua, equipment yang pertama tu
Or it's
masih
gonna be Benedetta
masih tak
jungle?
jatuh
I
lah.
think Benedetta
Jadi
makes
tak koyak
more
sangat.
sense, but
Makes more sense.
this is Malaysia.
Yeah, yeah.
This is Malaysia.
We talk about Malaysia,
Ah,
right?
jadi
They
diorang
always
akan
comes out with
refine
for us with,
tanpa anti
a
turun,
new
tanpa
story
anti
or
break
maybe
dekat
a
equipment yang
different
nombor kedua
things
tu.
here. But
Equipment kedua,
Franco,
backup equipment
like
dia
what
orang.
Arashi
Jadi
mentioned
kalau
it
backup equipment naik
earlier,
plus 8 baru diorang
it's
guna
very
itu.
straight
Yang
and
backup
there you
equipment
go.
tu
They
jadi
lock it
main
already,
equipment punya
Arashi.
define
It's
yang
gonna be Franco.
plus 7 tu diorang akan define lagi
Franco
untuk
and
naik
a
plus 9
Mintar,
pula.
and
Macam tu lah.
seems
Jadi kalau
like
kau turun plus
Leslie
7 balik,
Benedetta.
plus 7 turun plus
Wait,
3
what,
tak
Ciku?
koyak sangat lah.
Franco jungler.
hold up, wait, hold on. This is not
Dulu
okay. What is
Assassin
going
Wait,
sedang
on?
I
bayar
really
tapi
like
tambang.
the playstyle
Selalu.
from Formace, right? You know how I idol Formace. It's been
Right.
like a long
Bila
time
nak lawan
already.
ni bang, baru habis
If you
draft ni.
talk-
Formace,
Baru
If
right?
you
draft.
talk about Philippines, I really love.
Okay, abang tutup,
oh my
abang
goodness,
tutup
right?
game
For
nak start
Malaysia,
dah.
I will go for Formace because I know how strong he is, how the capability of him to trying to manipulate the game.
I mean, we saw it
We saw
yesterday.
it
He was
yesterday
going
on the first
1v2,
day.
1v3, you
And-
name it. He does it all, man.
I
Kita
know,
buat
right?
hal
And
lagi.
he's
Tak
very,
awal
very,
kita tengok harap-harap
I
Malaysia
guess
tak
maybe
terceduk
an
Jangan
amazing
jatuh
player
bracket.
here,
Kita
but
nak tengok Malaysia lawan
If you
Indonesia
talk
besok.
about Benedetta, yes, I'm agree with you. Maybe
Dekat
it's
upper
good
bracket
for the
final nak
jungle
tengok
position,
Malaysia lawan
but
Indonesia. Confirm
they
pecah
have
panggung
Formace.
besok. Confirm pecah panggung besok.
No doubt.
We'll
about
have to
it.
see. I
Internet
mean, it's a
pecah
very
besok
strong
bang.
leader.
Malaysia lawan Indonesia
We've
besok.
cleared
Yeah.
as well.
Upper bracket
But
final.
ladies and gentlemen, let's get straight
Okay,
to it.
kita tengok game
Game number 1 between
Oh
Cambodia
my God.
and Malaysia. And as we suspected,
Franco.
it's a Franco in the jungle from Chiku. What in the world is going on?
Wow.
Wow, okay. I guess with Malaysia, it is what it is.
It is what it is.
There's no point being surprised anymore. But now,
But
look at
I'm
that
quite
already.
surprised, yeah.
Ty actually trying to make a bit of a distraction, but he might just get punished. Chiku and Yums going in aggressively, and Ty will be able to dash away on that Rafaela. But unfortunately, it does seem like Yums is going to be attacked by Deja, but everyone backs away. It's just all good. But Ty will be recalling, and that will be Malaysia just having a lot of pressure in the early game. But I think the concern here for Chiku on that Franco is the farming, because with that bounty hunter emblem, he's gambling on actually getting very fewer camps and actually ganking a lot more. It fits the Malaysian playstyle, but we'll have to see if Cambodia has an answer.
Yeah, let's see. It's quite, maybe a little bit tricky here because they will bring that Franco jungler. It's new for me, to be honest, but I really like that Minshita pick here. So we will see what will Malaysia do with this Franco jungler. But Dija will comes and try to clear the minion as soon as possible. And Formis, I think he can still trying to clear the top lane without any concern that coming from the Cambodia team here, and Boom still able to let the passive playstyle coming from Formis here, because Formis seems need to get the level 4 first.
Right, with level 4, Formis becomes a completely different hero. He does have the combo with the Petrify and the Electro Final Blow, but for now, it just seems like it's a very wave-heavy situation. But look at that fight, Chico guys getting bursted down. First blood picked up by Deja on that new hero, on the Joy, but that will be Moon trading back a kill. The turtle though gets stolen in the middle of everything by Lutu, and the Malaysians, they want vengeance. They keep going in, and Yums is chasing down Boom. Boom gets taken down, and then everyone else follows suit. That's a double kill for Yums, and the Malaysians assert their dominance.
Wow, and let's see. Malaysia, they still able to get the third kill here, especially for Yums, right? With that 2 kill. This is what I see from Deja. Now, is he still level 1?
No, I think he has
it's level 4. Okay, sorry.
Exactly. This hero is just so mobile, and there's so much burst potential. You don't really notice it, but the small amounts of crowd control combined with the dashes, it's just completely annoying to deal with. And in that mid lane, look at that wave clear. That just gives the Cambodians a lot more wave clear to play around with. But of course, against 2 hooks from the Malaysians, it might be a bit too dangerous for them to not watch where they are gonna move.
And Yums, I think it's kind of important for
Ooh.
his presence, and Momo needs to flick out because he saw 3 members in the bottom lane trying to punish her and giving a pressure since the early game. We talk about this later, right? So the Malaysian composition, actually they are trying to play into the mid until the late game composition because they need sometimes.
Ooh.
But meanwhile, we talk about that. OP has been, doing his homework.
Doing his homework and getting that kill. Momo gets taken out, and the Malaysians are on that back foot. Deja on this Joy. That pressure allows them to actually play so aggressively and secure a turret at the bottom side. Formis has rotated to try and alleviate some of this pressure, but it's clear that the Malaysians are struggling to keep up. It's a tough situation for them for sure, especially because all these very aggressive early game heroes with a lot of wave clear. The Beatrix, the Joy, the Lapu Lapu even. This is a lot of tools in the hands of the Cambodians to manipulate these waves.
They only have this Benedetta if they want to play the rhythm in the early game actually. And for me, it's not enough because we know Benedetta still needs some item, maybe on War Axe or maybe some the Bloodlust Axe for the lifesteal here. So need some time as well for Formis. So I think Malaysia, they will try to play a little bit passive here until the minute number 6 or 7, until at least Momo got his Berserker Fury. Or maybe Blade of Despair.
Well, we say that they will play passive, but they were the ones who initially got the abundance in kills. So we'll have to see. I think these turtle situations are where things get a bit confusing, because sometimes which team prioritizes the turtle might just get caught off guard, and that seems to be the approach that a lot of these aggressive teams have been taking. You can take the early turtle, but then we'll take 2 or 3 members, and it will still be worth it that way, especially if they can translate that man advantage into a turret objective. But for now, both teams are just waiting around, but Cambodia are the ones that seem to be wanting to orchestrate dives.
Okay, and now 2 members in the top lane here. Yum still able to survive. The King's calling up, but OP got a lot of time and space as well. Look at that, the electrifying bits open up from Dija, but the cover-up coming from Malaysia. Look at 3 member Chico guys trying to hold up a little bit, and look at the
Kasta Indonesia pun tak ada, geng. Kasta Indonesia pun tak ada. Dia Indonesia.
They got Lutu, but not really maybe a lot of fantasy.
Dia memang tak ada kasta Indonesia, kasta Malaysia semua tak ada. Memang English saja yang ada. Official pun Indonesia.
That they would ideally want. They have 2 hooks, but for the most part, Cambodia have no issue at all bringing the fight to them. And now Boom, with the Bloodlust Axe, will be able to sustain even more in the early game fights. And we see that the Malaysians, they are struggling to secure those kills after getting the members of Cambodia low enough in those big fights.
Yeah, and now Cambodia, I just feel that they know what they have to do in the early game. They know Malaysia is looking very, very, maybe I can say not strong enough to counter all of the damage that Cambodia have. So they have to play a little bit patient here from Malaysia. They try to make some space for Momo, especially Momo has been taken down once, right? So they need some space for Momo to at least get his item until he's ready for the team fight.
Lutu getting poked down by the sniper from Leslie, but Iron Hook lands, and right now the Malaysian trying to strike back with the real manipulation. Chiku picks up 1 kill, but the turtle will be taken by the Cambodians. Is that enough to make it worth it? We'll have to see, because Tai is also being chased down, and Chiku has some plans here. The Iron Hook does not land, but I think the Malaysians might make a play for the purple buff. Aggression all across the board right here.
Yeah, and if I'm not mistaken, I think Chiku used his retribution just now.
He did.
Oh, okay. And yes, there's no retribution for both of the jungler because Cambodia, they secure their turtle objective, and now Momo, he needs to focus. He needs to, buying a lot of time to get his item.
Deja,
and
though,
maybe
goes in with the electronic beats, but he gets taken now. Too aggressive, and Yums is still left for now as Deja goes in, ignoring everyone else. Moon is running for his life, but he will be able to get out of that situation. Chiku just hovering around, threatening to engage with the Iron Hook, and Cambodia will be staved off, but only for now.
Yeah, only for now. Now for me, it's 1 versus 4. Petrify for 2 members here. Nan, an electric blow pops up, but the damage from OP is just way too strong. And now, boom, dive too much, going into the turret in the mid lane. Oh, but look at that. That was really a good point coming from Cambodia here. Yums down, and Chiku, I think he cannot do that much because Momo, finally with the backups coming from Momo, at least it makes Moon can try to survive a little bit here.
What an engage coming in from Boom on the Lapu-Lapu, just going in very aggressively and even juking out, surprising the Malaysians with that flicker. That is insane.
Also the combo with the braver fighter, right?
To think that in the beginning, Formis was able to get a huge Electro final blow with that Petrify. That really started off the fight in favor of the Malaysians, but the Cambodians, they just counter straight back.
Agree with that, and it looks very strong for Cambodia, especially in the first maybe 10 minutes. And OP, he got really a good KDA 500 with a level 12. Compared to Momo, there's 3 level.
Takkan Todak kalah kot game pertama, serius ah.
3 level difference. Definitely significant.
But
of course, OP is expected to be winning in this early game. The late game is where Momo is going to take over with that true damage. Up to 2k. And against the team of Cambodia, there are 2 fighters, so the true damage will be so useful if they can actually stall the game long enough, because Cambodia is going for the Lord. They'll be free, uncontested. And Malaysia, it seems like they're just trying their best to damage control. They finally secure a turret as well.
Yeah, they maybe can try to, do a split plus strategy here for Momo. Especially, they cannot contest the first Lord, but it's only the first Lord. So Malaysia, they still
kalah tu dah. Aduh, main tu.
But the thing is,
ni kalah pula.
Cambodia,
Jangan
they don't want to let they don't want to let this Lord become a giveaway Lord.
Well, on that note, though, Formis very aggressively here, still trying to make sure that he asserts the dominance. He threads the back line and Yums lands a hook. It's a stun on the fly, but it won't amount to much.
Customer dia tak ada abang, tak ada abang lah customer dia.
Right now, due to that
customer dia tak ada, customer Indonesia pun tak ada. Kalau ada bahasa Indonesia, customer pada buka dah bahasa Indonesia.
Moving in and out, does not land as the Cambodians will be able to take away one more turret from the Malaysians, moving over to the mid side where Formis will be forced to retreat.
Oh, okay. Interesting, because 2 turrets down in the top lane and also the mid lane, and now Lord is still going into the bottom lane. It's gonna be a disaster for Malaysia. 6 turrets for Cambodia. Meanwhile, Malaysia, they are still having this high ground defense coming from mid, but Cambodia want to force a team fight here.
Nigru's passion will do so much damage, but the real manipulation actually takes out an OP in the situation. Boom gets taken out. That's a shutdown for Moon. 3-0 and 4. That is the Malaysian striking back with the high ground advantage. Cambodia a bit too overzealous to end the game, losing two very important members in the process. And now this is the momentum shift that the Malaysians have been waiting for. Goal difference reduced to only 2k.
Sebab predict betul Bija tak lepas.
Trying to catching up all
Bila masa apa predict Bija tak lepas? Betul.
disadvantage they have right now, right? With the 2K gold difference in the hand of Cambodia, Malaysia, they refuse to give up. It's just the first game, yeah, and they still have a chance, right?
Oh,
a lot of
absolutely.
chance for this best of 3 series for Malaysia, and this is what they need. Momo need to be in the perfect position, right?
Yes.
Moon need to stay in the safe position as well. So this 2 combo between Momo and Moon, it should be work for Malaysia. If they lose Momo or Moon, I think it's gonna be a
Bahasa India tak faham
disaster because
langsung
they
eh.
only have Yams and Chiku as a front
Oh,
laner.
Moon though is being targeted. Iron Hook does not land from Chiku. He is
Workout
struggling
ke
to
mana,
get
bang?
the valuable pickups that he needs. The snipe though
Ah.
exposes the Cambodians, but the Malaysians will not be able
Jepun
to
lah,
find a
Jepun.
big fight. On that point, Momo, as you
Malam
mentioned,
ni Jepun menang lawan
when
Croatia,
Deja can get into
Jepun
the
menang
back
lawan
line,
Brazil,
that
lepas
is
tu
where
Jepun
they
masuk
get
final, lepas tu
so
Jepun
much
juara World
more
Cup.
benefit because Moon as well as Momo just can't have the space to operate to deal out that damage.
Yeah, Malaysian really need to cover this Moon because we know how strong the real world manipulation.
Kira
It's
dah makin
only
dekat
a,
lah tu gol tu, kira tu
suppressed
boleh dah
ability
ni.
that can shut the ultimate down, right? Other than that, Moon will be so free using his real world manipulation.
Aduh, Chiku
so
tadi
it's
tak
gonna
kena
be
pula.
a homework as well for Cambodia. But I think the second Lord, Malaysia wants to try to take a chance to just contest it.
Ha!
Oh,
Dapat!
hesitated, but look
Ui,
at that. That's a
sakitnya.
big in-game for the Cambodians. But the knockout from the Lord actually benefits the Malaysians. Like the final blow in the back line from 4 mains. And Moon does a lot of damage. But oh no, OP is still alive, doing a lot
Sakitnya,
of
Betty.
damage. And that will be the Malaysians dropping one by one. Momo, the only one left as the Cambodians claim
Apa nasib
victory
dia orang dapat
in
Lord?
that massive team fight.
Now Momo really needs to recall because look at that. The minion is
Alamak.
going into the base of Malaysia. Momo needs to clear as soon as possible because the 3 member from Cambodia seems they want to focus on the base.
0 seconds
Alah.
left will spawn
Alah.
and the waves
Cepat,
will not
Todak.
reach the base in time. Now the Malaysians have a chance, but look at
Aduh,
that damage
Todak.
onto
Oh,
Momo.
pun tak dapat.
Bandit's Rage. There's just a lot of damage in the hands of OP that they cannot ignore.
Astaga.
The Malaysians are able to survive, but that's for now. The Lord is marching down in the bottom lane as well. The Cambodians definitely want to make
Todak
use
saja
of this
ni.
huge momentum shift. And they
Dia tu
might
patut
just
kena
be able to
ban. Dia
do it.
boleh main
But of
Joy,
course,
eh?
the Malaysians are in their base. They have a chance here.
Yeah,
Sakit
especially
tu, Joy.
bring this joy into the late game composition.
Oh,
I think
conceal.
it's not good for Malaysia.
That's a concealed play from the Cambodians. They are trying to get a decisive fight, but they won't be able to find it as the Malaysians zone away. Ruined Malaysia is too far
Yums.
back in the back,
Oi.
and we can see that
Pedih
Yums
tu,
gets
Betty.
taken out. And it's still a really back and forth situation, but the Cambodians are able to take out Yums, so there's no engage, no front line for the side of the
Bagi
Malaysians.
tak
So
bagi
the
Kamarul.
ultimate side pops up going into the hand of OP, and now Cambodia, they are trying to force themselves going into the top lane here, trying to take the best turret of Malaysia, and they succeed. And now it's
Patut
gonna be
bagi-
the next
kalau Ciku
mid
main
turret
MMM
here,
betul lah
and
ni.
it's gonna be the left base turret from
Franco
Malaysia.
jungle
I
tak
think it's
menjadi
gonna be
tu,
a
Franco
disaster. Look
jungle.
at that, the Phantom Sin pop up. Moon trying to survive here with a good positioning. The Ruang manipulation pop up, and I think Cambodia, they will take the game number
Alah,
1
Jo.
without any doubt at all. I could say Joy is
Canok
very,
kan?
very strong in this game.
Yang pertama
Insane
terciduk
amounts of
ni.
damage coming out so fast from the side of Cambodians. And the Malaysians,
mana
they're
ni,
usually
geng?
at
Yang pertama
home
dah
in
terciduk.
those fast-paced situations. Unfortunately, they are forced to accept defeat in game number 1.
Yeah.
And Cambodia, against all odds, against the Malaysians, they have prevailed.
Yeah, they try so hard actually because they have this high ground
Makan itu meta tak
defensive that coming from Eve with the remote
menjadi.
manipulation. But the thing is, it's not gonna stay that too long.
Metanya
Right?
nggak menjadi
After the remote
dong.
manipulation being popped up, there must be like some surprise ability. Just need to knock up him and
Apa, lepas
try
ni
to
comeback.
cancel
Main 3
the
game lah.
ultimate,
Kalau
right?
2 game
But the
sekejap
problem
sangat
is,
habis.
Cambodia,
Macam
they
semalam
already
macam hari
have
tu
a lot
sekejap
of
sangat
damage.
habis.
They already have a massive damage coming from OP with this Beatrix. So they don't need the surprise
Maksudnya
ability.
Cambodia
They
ni
just
pun
need to
power
dive in
juga
and
lah. Tak boleh
try
pandang
to
rendah
make this
lah. Diorang boleh main
Moon
lah
very, very low. And this is what makes Moon actually cannot maybe have a war really comfort for him.
I mean, the best crowd control is death, as a lot of people say.
Agree.
If you take a look in the early game, it does
It's-
seem like the Malaysians have some momentum, but then the Cambodians, they just take over.
They got the first momentum actually with the 3-1 trade kill point here. But the problem is once Momo down, it's just like a snowballing moment for Cambodia. It's really a good petrified coming from Mace. But after that, Cambodia just answered it with the flicker and also the braver fighter that come from Boom, and it changed everything. Yams down. But the problem
Orang
is,
relax
look at
lah.
that
Kalau
Boom.
kalah pun masuk low
He's
bracket.
being punished.
Low
He got
bracket.
a lot of poke damage coming from OP.
Lawan
That's the
Vietnam
problem.
balik. Lepas tu
Malaysia, they
lawan
don't have
Filipin.
anyone can dive.
Malaysia saja
going
nak
into
lawan
backline
Filipin kat low
comfortably
bracket.
because they only have 4 mates. It means 4 mates need to be very, very tanky and have a massive damage at the same time. And it's not easy for Benedetta when it comes to the hybrid
Impunity.
build, right?
Hybrid build, yes.
Right? Yes, and hybrid priority as well, because we know that for Mace, he also realized these Yams and Chiku guys cannot be a true frontliner, cannot be a proper tank, in my humble opinion, because we know that Chiku, once the Iron Hook missed, he cannot do anything. He needs to reset it again. He needs to wait until the cooldown for the Iron Hook comes back. And Yams with the King's Calling, that's the only way how they stop Joy with the Rhythm of Joy. So I think once Yams done, it means nothing for Malaysia.
Deja is definitely one of the main issues here, but the match MVP will be OP. 0, 1, and 2. 8, 1, and 2. With a 900 GPM, he was doing a lot of damage from relative safety. We can see that there's only one fight where Moon was able to actually target him using the real world manipulation. Other times, not even close. Deja here, the mid laner with a 2, 0, and 5 score, he was doing a lot of damage, and that is just crazy. The mobility. It's like it's Harith on steroids, man. He can just go in all the way in the back. And you can see that despite having the King's Calling, despite having a Franco that can suppress these mobile heroes, he is able to just go in, and there's no solution at all from the Malaysians.
Actually,
Aduh,
the Minster pick is very
bronze
powerful
tu.
move from Malaysia, because it's only here that maybe effectively counter this Joy, right?
game boleh
But the
ni,
problem
relax
is
lah.
they bring a Leslie. That's the only problem. Leslie need a really
Game
some
kedua
time to
Todak
farm and at least get his
Chiku
item
main
here for Momo, right? Meanwhile,
1-1.
Cambodia, they have a lot of composition in the
Chiku
early
main
game.
1-1.
They have a Batrick, they have Ravella especially, right, with the holy healing. They
Leomord
need some
keluar,
dominance
semua
eyes
keluar.
or
Ini
maybe,
you
a
you
lot of
main
items that can
main Sita,
try to
jarang
stop
orang
or
pakai main
maybe
Sita kat
lower
tournament tu.
the lifesteal coming from this Ravella.
Renko jungle pun
Deja
jarang.
with the Rhythm of Joy, it makes
Tak berjadi lah.
Malaysia,
Meta
they just
baru
need
tak
to
berjadi.
punish the Yams as a frontlaner. Once there's no King Callings, the Joy will be very glad maybe with all the ability that he has.
Baca
With his
game
Rhythm
ini,
of
relax
Joy,
lah,
the
santai.
electrifying beats, we
santai.
know if Joy
Dan
hit
below.
the beats perfectly, it means a lot of
Tak payah jampi
damage.
lah. Memang menang lah game kedua ni.
A lot
Aduh,
of damage and a
korang
lot
ni.
of mobility as well.
Agreed.
And as you mentioned, Momo-chan, Yums has to do so many things. Engage, right? Deter any attacks and use the King's Calling. It's just way too much for one person, and maybe they have to shift the jobs around for the side of the Malaysians, because as we saw earlier as well, the wave clear game, Malaysians were struggling really hard to match the control from all these different lanes.
Yeah.
And to make matters worse, with a Rafaela in the hands of the Cambodians, the speed across the map, the Cambodians were always the ones who are proactively making those movements first. The Malaysians are always forced to react. And even when they arrive later, they get cut off because Deja on that Joy, as you mentioned, the mobility is quite insane. I'm not sure if that's
Yeah.
even fair.
In my opinion, I think there needs some crowd control here for Malaysia.
For sure.
If they bring clean or maybe bring Brody with the stun, with the corrosive strike, I think that's much effective for Malaysia to at least hold Cambodia in the early minutes, right? In the first maybe 6 until 8 minutes. I think Brody's still able to do that.
Dia harap
Maybe
draft yang
clean, because
benar,
he
yang
has a
benar.
really huge basic damage, right?
It is a lot stronger in the early game, and
Yeah.
maybe in this meta right now, the early game matters just as much, because there's no way your opponents who have a stronger composition will let you just cruise into the late game. They will keep punishing you, and Cambodia, we see right here, absolutely tries their best to do that, and it worked out.
Yeah,
Malaysians
and
were they're in such a tough situation.
Yeah, and the first day and the second game, we've seen a lot of a fast game here. 6 minutes game, 8 minutes game, 15, 12, 11 minutes. It means that
Dah cantik
the
masalah
team
hook tak kena. Kalau
are very
kena hook tu
dominate
confirm.
the game.
Tak, masalah tadi dekat
They
lock
can
tu duk.
get that early
Ciku hook kena
the
kot.
early tempo here, so they can keep snowballing and snowballing
Dia hook
until
kena.
they finish the
Tapi
game, right?
masalahnya
It
lepas
means
dia
the early game
hook,
is very,
bateri
very
keluar,
important
dia
right
punya
now.
skill mati
And the
semua.
composition for the draft, it has to be very fair, I can say. So they can have
Balanced.
the balance, yes, balance. So they have the early composition, maybe from the assassin,
No.
trying to make some time for the marksman, especially in the gold lane here to get some item. Then going into the mid until the late game, it's on the
Bateri
gold
keluar
lane
kena
lead.
mati
That's it.
semua.
Exactly.
Right?
Everything
Tak jadi lah.
hinges on the
Dia
selection.
hook,
balance
lepas tu
the
dia kena
drive.
bantai
Exactly.
balik.
The balance here is going to be so important. But speaking of balance, we need a balanced time schedule as well. So we'll be taking a short break, ladies and gentlemen. Stay tuned with me, Arashi, and Momo-chan here
Yes.
for game number 2 and possibly the
Apa
final
dah
game
break-break pula
from
ni?
Cambodia
Aduh.
against Malaysia. Stay tuned.
Jason.
Dia break pula ni. Dia break ni banyak lagu geng. Aduh, tak suka tu. Sekejap kita pasang lagu sendiri lah geng. Sementara break ni. Abang risau pasang lagu banyak-banyak ni kan. Keluar lagu pelik-pelik kan. Aduh, cepatlah start. Dia tunjuk gambar banyak awet. Gambar awet banyak ni lah. Buat apa tu? Aduh.
Bali
Akhirnya comeback pun
2022.
kita.
For game number 2.
Bukan lagu
number
Just
two.
Nita.
Cambodia
Just
and
Nita.
Malaysia.
Malaysia. Surprisingly, Cambodia succeed to get the game number 1 here, and Malaysia seems
Kemudian
they
yang
are
baru keluar tu
still
barang main.
not
Yang pasal
able
apa?
to counter
Yang
this Joy.
grand final tu
Right.
apa bracket dapat extra
They
satu
still
game.
cannot find how
Tu kan
to
Zulkifli?
stop this Joy here. So I think Joy will be 100% be banned out
Or picked.
or pick maybe.
We'll have to take a
Because
look.
Malaysia will be the first pick. It should be the first pick, right, for the second game here. But Cambodia, so far so good.
So far, very good.
Very good. They can control the early game here.
Yes.
But we are going to see the draft ban and pick. And especially we know how important the first 3 banning phase, right? So let's see. Let's see what will be banned out for our second game.
And I think a big thing to be talking about is Chiku on
Cambodia
this Franco
satu.
with the bounty hunter. Interesting, but did it work? I don't think so. I mean, at least in that game, it didn't seem that he had the impact he desired, or the team as a whole didn't really benefit a lot from that Franco pick. And of course, being a team that wants to go early in the early game, it's going to be very tough for them to try and use a hero that's not really meant for the jungle position. Maybe they'll double down and will be proven wrong because the casters are always wrong, right? The caster curse, curse is very much real. But the first ban from Malaysia will be that Angela yet again. Now I'm really wondering if during scrims or something like that, they have some insider info because the Angela, we haven't really seen being that prioritized, but maybe either Malaysia have a certain priority, or if Cambodia actually has a secret strat we have not seen just yet.
Maybe they don't want to make a Ling and also Angela combo, or whoever that can be combo by Angela as well, right? So they don't want to take a risk. They just ban it out. Or maybe this is what you thought, RRC. Malaysia.
Game kedua ni 10
they
minit
have a
je
chance
habis.
to take
Aduh,
that
korang ni
key
relax lah.
the Joy out, right? So
Yes.
I think it's an advantage for Malaysia, especially they became the first pick here. And I think it will be Cambodia. Maybe can ban out that Joy in the third ban.
The Joy. Will Cambodia have a solution
The
ready?
Joy.
Will they, I don't know, will they think it's that dangerous, or will they, having used it already, have a counter prepared in mind? Right now, it's going to be the 1-1 again to ensure that the Malaysians will not be able to kite back efficiently. Of course, in game number 1, it's due to the Joy diving in the back line. Without that Joy in the picture, will they still require to ban the 1-1? But I guess in the hands of the Malaysians, 1-1 could be a bit too dangerous to let open.
Agree. No 1-1, no Kaja as well, because we know how strong Kaja is with the Divine Judgment here. It cannot be cancelled, and there's no Digi as well. Maybe Malaysia, they want to take this Atlas. No Digi. Maybe there's a lot of crowd control that can be picked by Malaysia for our second game, at least trying to force this game going into the third game.
That certainly is the usual idea, especially for the Malaysians. This crowd control, like Atlas and Diggy dynamic, definitely is something to think about. For Cambodia, though, they have this Kaja banned out. So will they go for yet another dynamic high mobility team composition
Uh-huh.
because the Phobias will be banned away from Malaysia as well.
Oh, it's interesting.
Like you said, Momo-chan, it's
So
pretty prio.
yeah, so the counter for your Joy is Pulvis and also Minsitar. They don't have to worry about the Minsitar. We saw it in the first game. They only need a burst and also maybe a huge damage to take that Minsitar down. So they can try just secure it. Oh, but this, there you go, Joy ban out.
Joy
And
banned
the
out
third ban.
in the third place by Cambodia.
Like I
Now
said
for
it earlier.
Malaysia, what will they opt for because the Joy is no longer in the picture? What else is that priority, that flexible and that dangerous? We'll have to see. A lot of options are available. Martis can be something that Malaysia will be able to use, but it will be that Beatrix actually taking it away from the hands of OP, who was able to use it or even abuse it in game number 1. Right now for Malaysia, if they can get that wave clear game down on point,
Yep.
that might be the edge they need to take over that early game.
But Beatrix, no Leomord? Beatrix, I think it's more respect pick as well from Malaysia because they know how strong Beatrix in the hand of OP from Cambodia. And they don't want to let it happen again, same as like game number 1. And there's a Valentina. Wow, it's even scarier, I could say.
It is.
Right? Because if Malaysia, they took this Atlas, means Cambodia, they has a chance as well to do the same thing with the Foteling.
Well, it will be a Brody though,
See,
so
this is what I said.
a lot of priority to burst damage to pick off for Cambodia.
Diorang dah ban
And with that
DG.
Valentina, the
Diorang
wave
dah
game is
ambil
gonna be
battery.
very good in the mid lane. And of
Ah.
course, the flexibility to use the ultimates from the Malaysian side will be quite important. The Brody though, I think is also very interesting. I don't
Yeah.
think we've
Betul lah,
seen it
sekejap
so
lagi.
far in IESF.
Yeah, this is the first pick in ISF zone. And
Betul lah,
Malaysia, they
lagi.
can take this Benedetta for 4 mace. The guy who can go dive into the backline with the Petrify as well, right? Petrify this Brody. At least make him to stay for 2 seconds. Then after that, use the active blow. He also have the eye for an eye to make sure that the course of strike from Brody is not connect to him. Or but it's gonna be Lapu-Lapu.
Oof, that is gonna be Lapu-Lapu
Ooh.
in the hands of Formes though. We've seen the impact that they can have in the early game, and even from Cambodia in game number 1, that
Korang
Lapu-Lapu
saja je
is
nak bagi
so
korang nervous.
dangerous,
Aduh, korang
especially
ni
with
tak
the
relax.
right
Nak bagi korang
composition, with the right
nervous.
backup. Because you can see that in one fell swoop with the use of one ultimate, he can zone away the rest of your back lines. For Cambodia, they will go for, well, they're hovering over this Lolita. It makes sense though. Charging up that Numeron Blast will deter the rest of Malaysia to follow up on a big engage if Formes or even Yums goes for that big dive.
Okay.
Abang main Alright
Now
lagi?
it's gonna be Lolita as a counter for Beatrix
Kalau
and
tak ada apa-apa,
Matilda here.
malam ni kita live.
So there will be a
Malam besok
Guardian
pun kita
Bulwark
live,
to
Alright.
handle all of the damage that Malaysia has. Especially we know how painful the Soul Bloom in the early for Matilda, right?
Yes.
So Lolita, this Lolita could be the counter, could be the answer for Cambodia. But going
Fanny
into the
tak kena
second
ban
banning
lagi ke
phase,
Fanny?
it's gonna be Eve.
Yves and Gushen.
Gushen. Okay.
Huh.
Wan kena ban pula.
I didn't think that there's a lot of setup per se for a Gushen or for a Yves to be that devastating. But of course, Cambodia probably have other things in mind as well. So now, final ban for Malaysia after banning away that Fanny. I think the Assassins in the jungle is definitely what is concerning for both these teams. Leomord, though, will finally be banned out as well. On paper right now, the front to back really favors Malaysia. The team fight favors Malaysia, so I think Cambodia will go for an Assassin to maximize especially the early game situation where they can go and gank the side lanes on the back of the stun from the roamer or the gold laner himself, and Carmilla actually will be the one in the jungle, so I'm completely wrong.
Okay, but it's okay because we've seen Carmilla in the first day, right? Because
Yes.
this Cambodia team, they always like to use this Carmilla as well. So Cambodia, they know with this Carmilla, with the Curse of Blood, they know how to make the combo between the Curse of Blood and also the Numeron Blast. So the crowd control for Cambodia is enough, and the Valentina, it depends on who will he copy right now.
Panda
Because he has
dah
Matilda
orang
with the
pilih kubu
Surfing Eagle as
Panda.
the frontliner of Malaysia. He can copy that, but now Shadow picked to Akai with the
Ciku
heavy
Ciku
spin.
main apa ni
It's gonna
geng?
be another option as well for Valentina. in the hand of Cambodia.
Right, so a lot of crowd control already, but the
Is it
damage
Kagura?
is gonna be what is
Oh.
concerning
Oh
here.
my god.
Valentina can provide enough with the Shadow Strike and the King Shift, but for Malaysia, having a Kagura right now, a bit of security, outplay potential, and of course a huge burst for
Macam mana, geng? Kalau ikut draft ni boleh menang tak?
just that fight. But for Cambodia, are they gonna go and
Kalau ikut
select
draft boleh
control?
menang tak, geng?
Will not be for now. They keep us guessing way too much, man.
I was gonna say maybe they can try to pick this Yuzong, right, for
Ooh.
going into the backline. But I think they don't have to worry about the backline from Malaysia because
Itu
they are
main
going into
jungler
the
ni bang.
dive.
Itulah tu.
Trying to break the frontliner of Malaysia here with the direct shadow pick, but it changed again into Paquito.
The Paquito actually gets locked in by
Paquito.
Cambodia. All right, so a lot of burst damage, a lot of utility
Ow.
NCC in the hands of Cambodia. It will
Eh,
be on
Chico main
Malaysia
pandai
to
lah.
try and survive in the early game. Bring it to those big team fights where the AoE from the Lapu Lapu, from the Kagura and the Beatrix can be
Chico main pandai.
very important. And using that Akai to secure the neutral objectives in the meantime.
Boleh menang tak ni? Boleh menang,
Solid
geng.
game plan for both these teams. It all comes down to execution.
Yep.
But I must
Lagi
say,
ada bertindak tetap
Malaysia,
susah, bang.
usually being
Itulah
the
tu.
aggressors,
Risau pula.
I think we'll have a bit of a read on how Cambodia
Aduh,
wants to
risau.
approach these situations.
Yeah, I thought that they will pick
Sudah.
another else here, but
Oh, break it,
since
Todak.
boom with the Paquito is enough for Cambodia at least trying to steal someone from the backline here.
Todak kalau
from
lower
the
bracket
composition
petang
from
ni melawan
Malaysia.
Vietnam lah. Kalau lower bracket.
Meanwhile, we know that
petang
Kagura
lawan
has an
Vietnam.
escape capability and
Easy
also
win
the
lah kot kalau lawan Vietnam
not
balik.
immune, right, with the umbrella here.
Lepas
So
tu
I
lawan
think
Filipina besok.
if Kagura still
Mampus.
able to survive from the Paquito, I think Malaysia still able to get this game number 2.
Let's find out if will it be the final game here or will it be an equalizer for Malaysia? Ladies and gentlemen, game number 2 between Malaysia and Cambodia. We'll have
Lawan
to see.
Filipina lawan blacklist tu.
Let's get straight into it, Momo-chan. As in the early game, the
Philippine
junglers,
blacklist
of
tu,
course, are
main-main.
starting on their buffs. The rotations will be very important in this game.
Okay, we'll see. But the thing there will be not an aggressive play coming from Cambodia, even though they have this Valentina, they have this Lolita, they even have this Luto with the Carmilla, right?
Yep.
They're still need to waiting until level 4, especially with the Carmilla
Todak
with
minta
the
kecam tu,
Curse of
bang.
Blood. It will be very, very flexible for the team fight here. Meanwhile, Momo got a lot of poke damage from OP with his Brody. This is what I said in the first game. If Malaysia they bring at least Melissa or maybe Brody, it could be a different story though.
Oof, Thai being very aggressive on the Lolita though. This is the power that Lolita has in the early game, being deceptively tanky and also doing a healthy amount of damage on top of a very reliable crowd control tool. But for now, both teams are still just farming around, but Lutu, as we can see, already trying to get a bit of an advantage. Yums gets taken very low, but as you mentioned, Momo-chan, it will be waiting for level 4 for
Yeah.
both these teams because the ultimates are going to be so game-changing. And actually, that means that the teams who have a better wave clear can get the EXP advantage and get level 4 first and maybe force a fight when they have that level advantage.
It could be in the hand of Cambodia. They have this Paquito, they have this Valentina as well, right? So it's easy for them to clear the minion as soon as
Ooh.
possible. But Chiku,
It goes with a heavy spin, but unfortunately Tai is able to get out. He is forced to burn that flicker though, but now here is the main objective and the heavy spin is no longer available. Malaysia looking for a chance to go in. Tai is getting bursted down without any flicker to escape, and the biggest fighter is being used. On the other side of the map, solo kill is done, but the Numenor Blast is being charged up. Hits onto 2 people, and the stolen.
Lepas tu Todak dah mengganas tu.
So heavy
Nampak?
spin actually is being used, and you can see that the turtle is taken by Chiku, and the Malaysians claim that victory,
Pak
taking out
tu.
Lutu.
Easy game dah,
In the
easy
bottom side,
game.
also getting one more kill. Everything going well for the Malaysians so far.
yeah,
Kalau
it's a
pakai
huge
Valentina,
advantage. They got the
Valentina
turtle,
yang
they
agak
got
power,
2 point
kalah
kills
juga
here in
kan.
the early game. But remember,
Ambil
Lutu
gol,
still
ambil gol
has
tu
the
Momo.
Curse of
Ambil gol
Blood.
semua Momo.
Maybe Cambodia they are not too all in the turtle fight just now.
Sort of
Pak
being
tu.
used on LP right here, tries to outplay it as much as possible. Tai comes in for the backup, and the
menangis
bullet
kena
blocks
Momo.
off most of the damage, but that is going to be torn apart memory, taking away the life of Yums, and that will
orang
be the
puji-puji
Cambodians
tu
coming
hati
out on
budak
top
Yum ni.
of a great outplay, but already action starting again on the other side of the map. Formace trying to take out Boom under the turret. It might be too dangerous though. Paquito has a lot of outplay potential, and both these laners back away.
And now, I think Cambodia already got some pressure a little bit from Malaysia in the early here, but I really like the positioning from OP here. He knows that he's gonna be the prior target from Malaysia, you know, with this Brody, especially if you let him to snowballing since the early. I think it's gonna be a disaster.
Oh, heavy spin by Chiku though, pushes Lutu away. Numinum Blast is casted out, it stuns him, but won't be enough. Nibiru's Passion takes out Lutu, and OP is very, very low. He will be able to escape with his life, but not for long. And right now, Tai is alone, 1v3, as Deja comes in to try and make a difference, but the Yin Yang overturn will not be quite enough, as Chiku gets taken quite low. Unfortunately for Cambodia though, Malaysia comes out on top yet again.
Again and again, but now Boom still seems to want to take the turret objective as soon as possible here. Meanwhile, we are going to see the replay where the Have has been connected, but there's the Numian Blast and also the Guardian Bulwark. They tried so hard to defend and to cover the teammates from Cambodia in the bottom lane, but unfortunately, it's not working because Luto and also OP got punished.
Oof. Tough situation for both these teams right here, but the next neutral objective is up, so it's back to the fighting situation as Chiku waits very strategically in a bush. Will he be able to go for the catch though?
Ooh.
Heavy spin is used as OP flickers out.
On,
And it's very fortunate for him, but now with the Circling Eagle already used by Yums, it will be the Malaysians having tempo. They take the turtle, but now the Cambodians are striking back. They want compensation, and they will be able to take Chiku out, and everyone is backing away. It's a 1-for-1 trade, but wait a minute. Boom gets taken out by Moon on the other side of the map off camera as Formace once again does Formace things. 1v3, still trying to actually overpower the Cambodians. They won't be able to take him out though, and he will be able to back away.
Okay, level 7 for Formace, and look at that. 1 versus 2 in the mid lane, he's still able to hold the massive damage coming from Cambodia. It means it's gonna be another homework to be done from Cambodia. The Dominance Ice, maybe the Demon Hunter Sword as well for OP. It's gonna melt down all the defensive item that Formace have. But as we're taking the replay just now, the very good setup Numian Blessed coming from this Lolita T, and also again and again with the I'm on you from Deja. It makes that he can copy that heavy spin from Chiku, guys. So it's for the team fight actually. Cambodia, they are they're looking very, very solid. If I am you from Deja, that can try to take that heavy spin and lock another lock for Chiku. Like I said, right? Because Chiku is gonna be an important key fight for Malaysia.
He is one of the main engagement tools. He is looking
Yeah,
for
that's
one more
right.
play in the top side, but it won't be enough. And he runs into
There you
Deja
go.
as well as Tai, and he's taking a lot of damage. But of course, he is a tank. He walks out, but on the other side, yet again a dive coming in from Momo as well as Yums. On the top side, Formace doing Formace things. It won't be enough though. Heavy spin pushes him against the wall, and the Cambodians will be able to take him and one more turret in one fell swoop. But the Malaysians very quickly trading out, getting more objectives, and actually they might just come out on top here.
Yeah, they can get to, you know, they can do the invasion if they want to right now. They can take this purple buff, they can take all the jungle from Cambodia, but Cambodia seems doesn't care at all. They also can do the same thing. They try to do the split push to the top lane and even take the turtle objective, which is they know that there's gonna be an engagement coming from Malaysia anytime.
Chiku, using that heavy spin there, a bit proactive, but unfortunately no follow-up just yet. Back to the default as Formace actually almost loses his turret. It's so low. Unfortunately for Cambodia though, it will still be standing as Chiku here gets jumped on. Unfortunately, not enough mobility in the hands of the Cambodians, and both teams seem to be looking for something, but they don't really quite sure. No, they don't really know what. Numinum Blast is casted out, and the Malaysians zone away. The flicker though, it lands on the two people, and Cambodia capitalizes. That's a kill for Boom, and that is another one. Chiku and Yums gets taken out, but look at that Formace. Again with the Formace things, 1v3. It will not be enough though. Oh, there it is. OP will be able to take him out, but that was very, very close, and Cambodia has eventually taken something back
Sakit.
from Malaysia.
There you go. This is what I said. The crowd control from Cambodia. They are very, very strong. They have this stun ability coming from OP with the corrosive strike. Let's take a look to the replay just now. The good setup from the Numian Blessing coming from T. It changed everything. It wants the team fight from Cambodia. Maybe Formace came with the Refer Fighter trying to punish that T down. But the thing is, look at that. The
Ni low,
corrosive strike
double
really
elimination,
on point.
bukan kalah mati.
And also the torn apart memory from OP. It makes Formace, of course, get shut down.
Pisang geng,
Shut
pisang.
down for OP, and I think it's in great hands.
Kalau
OP can
Cambodia
definitely do a lot
menang
of
game ni,
damage.
kira
Here's
memang
the
dorang
Super
power
Eagle
lah.
being used as Ty gets pinned against the wall with the heavy spin, but no, they turn around to Luto, but Ty looks for a Numinant Blast. It does not land, however. Nimbu's passion from Momo will zone everyone from Cambodia away, but look at Formace. He's looking for a play. Grievous Fighter being used right now, but he is kited away again and again. But the Cambodians, they're looking for a flank of their own. Boom's in the backside, trying to go for the priority members in the back line. It will be Youngs for now, but both teams escape with no casualties.
Yes, both of the team disengaged for the team from the team fight just now. And look at how Chiku used that heavy spin. I think need to be in the perfect timing, you know.
And you
Right?
can't change
Because-
mid combo like that.
Yeah, that's right. Because it's not easy in the minutes number 9 to follow up the heavy spin as maybe as what Chiku wants, right? Because once the heavy spin pop ups and there's no follow up damage coming from Malaysia, it's gonna be a little bit useless initiation here from Chiku.
I think the Malaysians definitely require a bit more coordination because they have combo, right? They have a big combo that can be very devastating if they can actually land it on multiple members.
And
Jadi
especially
kalau kalah
Cambodia
lot
can,
ni juga
turn
ni,
back the
sakit
table
ni kena
with
push.
the Numin, the setup from T.
Exactly, that Numinant Blast has been so dangerous as Boom finds Chiku, and Chiku looking for an opportunity here, but the Lord is still a bit too healthy, and right now, at any moment, both these teams can engage for a big fight unless they want to risk going for a 50-50 retribution
jadi?
battle among the junglers.
Sudah.
Take a look right now. There
Sudah.
we go. Heavy
Dah
spin,
menang.
Numinant Blast,
Mantap,
both being used at
Chico.
the same time.
Ooh.
But that is a lot of damage coming
This
from
is
the
what we
side of the
want.
Cambodians. They're taking
Sakitnya.
out the members of Malaysia one by one. It's a 2-for-2 for now, though, as Chico is still in the front doing a lot of
Come on,
damage.
Chico.
And
Jadi
Formace,
hyper,
as well as
hyper.
Youngs trying to go back and
Hyper
provide a bit
panda.
of support. And Boom goes
Lagi.
in with the jabs, with the knockout strikes. But unfortunately,
Tak
it
apalah,
won't be
dua-dua.
enough.
Okey lah.
A 2-for-2.
Adalah, ada.
And that was just
Oh,
complete
no.
Dua-dua
chaos.
adalah,
Oh,
dua-dua
and
ada.
now T is trying to recall back because Malaysia now they have this Lord. They are going into the bottom lane. But remember, this is the first lot. Cambodia, they are trying
Kira
to force
adil
the
lah,
team fight
dua-dua
because they
kan.
know
Kira
they
adil lah
lose
kan.
the objective easily just because this Akai have the heavy spin and also the retribution that on point from Chico, right? So it's
Yes.
easy for Malaysia to just take all of the objectives that they want. So
Aduh,
once
Fazil, kau
Cambodia
percaya
lose
Mamat
the
tu cakap?
objective here, they have to
Astaga.
force the team fight. At least they
Tak
need
payah percaya
to
lah.
get like 2 or 3 members.
Budak tu dia
for
koyak
them
je, lepas tu dia
to
cakap
hold
macam
this
tu.
Lord. But the problem is now
Kau
Lord
jangan
is
percaya
already
cakap
marching
dia.
down into the bottom lane.
Malaysia's waiting for an opportunity here, but watch Boom because Boom is one of the main problems here. Able to flank around and do a lot of damage onto Moon as well as Momo. That is what happened in the previous fight, but the Malaysians very smartly rotate away. They take the first turret, but look at Ty going alone in the front line. That will be a mistake. He has the Immortal, but right now, heavy spin being stolen by Deja as well. Numinant Blast
no,
being
T!
popped, and the Malaysians actually maintain their composure. They keep going for this fight, but Formace going in and out, in and out. The Cambodians have no idea what exactly is his game plan right here. They're trying to adjust.
Okay, macam ni baru
And it's
semangat
still
sikit tengok.
no
Todak.
casualties
Ah,
due to that
come on.
Immortal, but that will be that Immortal cooldown in the hands of Ty.
But I think it's gonna be a Malaysia game right now because look at that. I think OP needs a little bit more damage here because with the turn about memory pop up just now, he hasn't give a damage that actually Malaysia needs here. Let's take a look for the item. He has that Blade of Heptasis and also the Malefic Roar for the attack penetration and Blade of Despair. So there's still no Demon Hunter Sword that can melt down all of the defensive hero that Malaysia has, such as its Akai and also Lapu Lapu. The Dominance Eyes in the hand of T and also Boom. So I think it's enough. But I think they just need more damage
Menang lah
for,
ni.
especially for
Wah.
OP because
Yang follow
OP,
passion barang tekan lah.
if we
Betul
talk about
follow
the
kan.
positioning, he's having a nice position here. He's having a good positioning, but the thing is, he needs more damage. to melt down all of the members from Malaysia.
That's a problem when you're playing a Brody, right? You have a lot of burst damage, a lot of utility, but you don't really have the same kind of DPS that Momo on that
Todak
Matrix
patut
can
beli
bring
solos
to
bang.
the
Ui,
table.
mahal sangat.
So he needs a bit more items, and they have to try and get the right fight. We saw that earlier. If Moon and Momo gets taken out, automatically
Mantul.
Malaysia have very little
Good.
DPS to work with, and I think that will be the main idea here for the side of the Cambodians.
Yeah, and now I think they are going to
Mantul.
take the Lord. It's gonna be an
Good.
important Lord for both of the teams. Malaysia, they can do a straight push with the second Lord, but Cambodia also can turn back the table because this Lord, if they get this Lord, it will goes into the top lane.
Heavy spin being used though. Luto is stuck there with the Mirror's Passion. That's a lot of damage, but there's a Lunar Blast being used
sakit,
by the side of the
Todak.
Cambodians, and they
Ow,
go
ow,
in
ow,
all
ow,
together.
yum.
But the
Jangan
fight
mati.
back from the Malaysians is solid, and now here comes Formace.
Formace.
They have to be very, very careful. He's going in with the big
Yum.
fighter, and everyone else goes in at the same time. Tonopart Memory doesn't do enough damage to take out all the Malaysians.
Oh,
But
but
Formace
Formace.
is so low. He
Ow.
is down. Double kill for OP,
kalah
and
Todak.
that is very, very good.
Uh-oh.
Deja is still looking for a bit more, and the Malaysians are forced to retreat. It's a 2-4-0, even though there was an amazing flank from Formace.
Sini tak ada
At least
paus-paus, sini ada
it's
bintang-bintang
enough for
je.
Cambodia to hold Malaysia for a little bit. 2 members down from Malaysia, and now it's chance for Cambodia to take this Lord. Let's take a look for the replay. Really a good heavy spin coming from Chiku, guys, but like we mentioned it earlier, if there's no
Sakit
follow-up
ni,
from
bos.
Chiku, it's gonna be a little bit, you know, unfortunately for this Akai. But we know that actually Deja, he already countered that with the
Dapat,
heavy
dapat.
spin as
Alah,
well.
ingatkan dapat
Now,
kill.
4
sakit.
member, 5 member, 4,
Ha,
5.
selamba je Yum.
goes
betul.
in, and it's countered by the stolen heavy spin, but everyone from Cambodia is so low.
Wow.
Malaysia pounces on the
Wow,
opportunity
Chico.
that is gonna be
Ini bukan
by
Wawan
taken
tu.
out
Chico
by
main macam main
Chico,
Wawan
but
tu.
Lutu has not given up just yet. He won't
dia
be able to make a
baik
game-saving
lah.
play
Lord
though.
dapat juga.
The Lord gets
Baik
secured.
lah,
Formace
bos.
takes out Lutu. It's a 2-4-0, and the Malaysians, they're out for blood. 30 seconds, 23 seconds on tie for the death timers. They can definitely get some turrets
Chico
in this
main-
situation.
Or it's gonna be a straight
Chico
push
main
coming from
pandai.
Malaysia. Look at that,
Keras je.
Terminus comes in into the base, and now it's gonna be a disaster from Cambodia, Archie.
Boom goes in, but he gets taken out by Momo. But that might just be enough. The
Lambat lah
Malaysians
Lord
are
ni
waiting
datang.
for the next wave. But that stolen heavy spin though is being used by Deja to buy a
Mati
bit
lagi
of
seorang.
time. He gets taken very, very low. And look
sakit,
at that.
sakit, sakit.
Members from
Weh,
Cambodia
Chico!
come up, and look at the
Oh,
damage
bad.
coming in from
The base.
OP, man. They are going for the base,
ah,
and the
ah.
Malaysians will barely be able to secure
Weh.
game number 2.
Risau tu.
Oh my God, Archie, did you see that?
So close.
Lord tak sampai-sampai dah menang.
Comes out from the base of Cambodia, but unfortunately, Malaysia, they are just so focused to force this game going into game number 3.
They are no strangers to these high-stakes moments, man. This is how they like to play. Everything hanging on the edge. At any moment, it could be a victory or a defeat. That is the Malaysia we've come to know and
Yeah.
love. And Cambodia,
Baik
Wow.
tu, tak
they
kalah.
understood that firsthand.
Ah.
They stakes moments, man. This is how they like to play. Everything hanging on the edge. At any
abang
moment, it
cepatkan
could
balik
be a
demi
victory or
delay.
defeat. That is the Malaysia we've come to know and love. And Cambodia, they
Wow.
understood that
Well,
firsthand.
reset
They
replay
unfortunately
pula.
were unable to secure that clean
Reset
sweep. So they're going
replay
to game
pula.
number 3.
They almost hold Malaysia a little bit here with the 2 members down right in the Lord pit just now. But the thing is, Malaysia realized that
Lord jadi Melayu bang.
They've tried to force it 5
Aduh.
Lord pit for the second time.
Tolonglah jangan rehat 20 minit pula macam
And
tadi geng.
after they got T, who
Harap
knows
dia
that
orang
actually
cepat-cepat
the
lah,
Romanian
just start game
setup
Liga
is
ketiga,
very,
tak
very
sabar
important
ni.
from Cambodia down.
Dah lapar ni,
It's
lagi
gonna
nak
be,
pukul 12
you
nak
know,
makan.
a key for Malaysia.
For sure. I mean, there's also the fact that the Lord has done so much damage
Yeah.
to the members from the Cambodian team, and that is just so difficult to deal with, especially in that late game when Malaysia has so many ways to start a fight. Yums flew so far with that circling eagle to start off that fight, and as you always know, the follow-up from the members of Malaysia is absolutely solid, man.
Solid, absolutely solid. And how tanky this Chiku and also Formace, right? It's not easy to take these 2 men down because they have a lot of defensive items. Especially we know this Akai with the heavy spin and also the jungler position. It means he has an opportunity to take the objective easily if you compare to Cambodia.
I think that it's part of their game plan, having utility. And heavy spin with the retribution, that combo has been around, but Malaysia brings it back. It's a bit of a throwback almost. But there's so many
Almost.
moments here where it's just so intense. You saw that Formace was going in so aggressively, almost making it happen, but not quite. And on the other side, there's times where OP just went out of control and starts taking out members from Malaysia one by one. So it just makes for such a high, high adrenaline game.
Yeah, agree with that. And look at that. Cambodia, they actually they almost did it, right? Look at this. This is the first team fight. Malaysia, they took the Lord actually, but they can take the Lord. But Cambodia, they know they have enough damage from OP, right, with the cursive strike and also the turn up at memory. But the thing is, they don't have enough frontliner to hold the damage coming from Malaysia. Deja, after he used that heavy spin, he only have the Arcan Shot to just terrify all the members from Malaysia here. And this is a bad positioning for Cambodia because Malaysia forced to have a huge team fight as well after 2 members down from Malaysia. And once Cambodia lose 2 members, T and also Lutu, it's gonna be a straight push coming from Malaysia. Look at that. There's still a
So
minion
close.
goes from the base, right?
There is. I mean, it was very, very close, and we saw that Deja tried to
very
use
close.
that heavy spin to try
I
and
know.
push the minions away, but it won't be enough. So again,
Momo.
back to the drawing board, but the match MVP, Momo?
Yes.
Momo-chan?
It's not me.
Oh, it's Momo plus
It's Momo from Malaysia.
from Malaysia.
Yes.
That's a lot of damage here, despite the fact that Boom was constantly looking out for him. Boom has his number, man. In
Yeah.
every single fight, the Paquito is just out for the hunt. The player spotlight, though, Momo-chan, need we say more?
I think if you actually if we talk about the MVP, of course it goes to Momo, right? But spotlight here, we have to give it to Chico because without the half spin, without the retribution,
Chico
maybe
dia
Malaysia,
main-
they won't
dia main-
have so much upper hand.
Dia
such
main
as
bandar
with
tu
on
keras
level
gila
here
sakit
because
tu. Walaupun
with
dia
the
kita banyak
turtle
tapi
objective, with the
DKS
Lord objective,
turtle,
it buy
DKS
about a lot
Lord.
of time for Malaysia. But for me,
Gila-gila
it's
tu.
because
Tu
of the
betul
performance
bukan
as
Chico
well.
lah, tu
You know,
Aul lah
he
kan
cut the
korang ni.
lane, he cut the minion.
Oh,
And
yeah.
he also do the line
Aul, bukan
management
Chico.
here. So with the Formace, I think it's gonna be a little bit hard team fight from Malaysia, especially they only have this Akai as a frontlaner. And even though Yams built a defensive item here with the Dominance Eyes and also the Oracle, but his priority is going to take down the backline here. This is why he died 4 times, right? Because he needs to cover the Malaysian team here, but he also needs to prio OP who stay in the backline.
I
So
think
the
his
circling
job-
Egan, the circling Egan goes to OP, but I think we know it's not easy once you dive in. You cannot get out, right? Because
Exactly.
you only has to use that guiding wind with in the 2 option. You have to save yourself or you want to save your teammates.
I think that is his job here, right?
Yep.
With the team being so aggressive, it's about going in and using that guiding wind aggressively,
Yeah.
bringing your dive members to the front so they can
Yeah.
actually have a better time diving towards the Cambodians, which is why you see when the Cambodians are trying to just gain distance, they were chasing so well. But I
cannot
guess
get close.
you guys at home want to chase that final
Yeah.
game as well, but unfortunately we will be taking a short break.
Okay.
It has been me, Arashi, and Momo-chan, and we will be right back, ladies and gentlemen, so stay tuned.
Don't go anywhere.
Ha. Dua rehat lagi geng. Aduh geng, sabarlah geng. Kejap geng dua rehat dulu.
With Cambodia against Malaysia.
Okay,
Still
ketiga.
in
Let's
game number
let's go.
Game number 3 right now, the final game. If you guys missed it, in game number 1, the Cambodians were able to take out Malaysia in
Yep.
quite decisive fashion. In game number 2, it was a bit of a back and forth that Malaysia comes out on top
The paling
in the middle of
supporter.
all that chaos.
Yeah.
And
Kata
now
paling
we're
supporter,
in
like
the
Asia pun tidak,
unpredictable
macam mana
game number
tu?
3.
But it's still in the upper bracket match. So whoever lose in this match, they still have to continue to play again later in the 3rd match, right? For today, it will against Vietnam, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, while we're at it, and
Game
talking
yang
about this
ketiga
very
ni,
exciting game, don't
Ciku
forget
1-1.
about Telkomsel, guys.
Oh, what happened?
And especially if you're looking for a very fun game,
Ooh.
there's this game called The Return of the Condor Heroes. And I
Oh,
must
okay.
say what you want, but there's a lot of downtime right here as casters, and it's been a very interesting game. It's great. It has great gameplay and so many different characters that would get you into it,
It's
man. There's something
interesting,
for
interesting.
everyone. You like the cool guy, the cute
cute
guy.
guy.
Oh,
Whichever,
Ryu kena
whichever.
bantai balik.
So,
Kau
you can make your
budak-budak.
favorite
Aduh,
warrior, be the
Abang Osman tahu
strongest
tak
warrior
Ryu
in that
tu umur
world. And of
50?
course, you can make a clan with your buddies.
Oh, yo.
With your buddies.
Okay.
And then get to be the #1 unbeatable clan. So download it on Google Play Store or the App Store if you
Kau salah main.
prefer
Sihat ke
those.
sihat?
And
Alhamdulillah.
for more information, you can visit the website at condorheroes.duniagames.co.id. So don't miss
Yes.
out. Get in on the fun, guys.
Let's go. And other than that, for you guys who stay in Bali, maybe you
Agak
have
telur,
to
eh?
learn second
Kakao.
Dua, because we have our booth Telkomsel here. You
Ooh.
can redeem your point. You can trade your
Apa tu
point.
tegar barang
Maybe
ni?
if you
Kakao.
log in daily, you have some point, right? If you credit your if you credit your phone, you will get some point as well. So make sure you check your Telkomsel apps here. Once you already have enough
Abang Rahman
points,
paling cute
you
di
can
Malaysia.
trade
Terima
it with
kasih,
the
Alphonsus
amazing
di Abu
merchandise
Kaka.
you can get the free drinks as well.
Free
And
drinks?
free drinks. If you want to
Habis dah
join
kata tak? Belum,
to
ni last
play
game, last
fun
game.
games in the booth. It's
Game
also-
penentuan.
You can do everything actually.
Tak
in
makan
the
ramen ke
Telkomsel.
hari
So make
ni?
sure
Abang
if you
jarang
are
makan
staying
ramen
in
lah,
Bali,
Ryan.
don't forget to visit us in the Merisaka Nusa Dua.
Right, and use your Telkomsel points, man. You gotta use
This
and
is
get that value, man.
Yeah, that advantage, man, as a member of Telkomsel, you know. You also can get smartphone at a point auction.
Wow. Really? A smartphone?
Yeah, maybe you can get the Samsung
Samsung Galaxy A35 5G.
A5G. Oh my god.
Anyways,
Okay.
now that got all the fun stuff out of the way,
Yes.
we are gonna go to the drafting phase quite
To
soon.
the tough game.
The tough. In the final game is always gonna be
Yeah.
the most high stakes, and the drafting phase, man.
Mm-hmm.
We saw game 1, game 2, quite a stark contrast.
Yeah.
And I think it's always such a headache for the coaches for sure, thinking, okay, what do we do here? How do we deal with what exactly caused, even in the first place, identifying what caused the defeats in game number 1 or game number 2, and then how do we change that? How do we solve these problems? I think problem solving is just such an underrated skill. But we're back at it again, Momo-chan.
One thing for sure, Arashi Hoshi.
Yes.
Joy needs
Oh,
to be banned out.
Yes.
Right?
No question. I think so.
And Malaysia has a chance to do that because Cambodia is gonna be the first pick for our game number 3.
The first pick here is going to be Cambodia, so I think they're going to force that joy ban, like you mentioned, Momo-chan. The Phobius will be a prio ban for
Semoga tu
Cambodia.
tak menang.
Funny
Easy
enough,
game
it's
lah,
always
last game
a prio
easy.
ban for the first pick team, I think. If I recall the pattern correctly.
Yes.
Angela, though, is being banned by Malaysia again, so maybe, right, now that I'm looking at things, maybe Malaysia thinks that Cambodia likes the...
Dah M4 dah. Serius lah
They like
kaki.
relying on
Kau
OP
gagal
to be
telur
the
turun
main
lepas kau
damage
tak
dealer.
menang,
We
Mai.
see it again and again in game number 1, huge damage.
Kenapa?
In
Harga
game
telur
number
mahal
2,
sangat ke
on
sekarang
that
ni?
Brody even,
Almost.
OP was just making the plays left and right. So
Yeah.
maybe they're afraid that Cambodia is going to
Berapa
funnel all
telur
the
sebiji?
protection, all the utility onto OP and he will take over the game. So denying the Angela, I think it's going to be a... I think that's the main idea if we try and predict and look into the minds of the coaches. But along with that, it's going to be the Kaja.
It's gonna be a Kaja for sure, and Malaysia, they have a chance to ban out this Joy for sure. They don't want to deal with Joy like the game number 1. So I think it should be
Beli 20
Joy,
pound,
right?
20 sen
Because
murah.
if not
Ingatkan
Joy,
RM1 sebiji.
I think it's gonna be a disaster because we've seen in the game number 1, Min Sitar is not enough. Or maybe Malaysia wants to try again. They'll let Cambodia pick this Joy.
Oh, they
They-
banned out the Atlas.
Oh, okay. Oh, this is what I say. They let this Joy into the hand of Cambodia, and Malaysia can take
Diorang
again
memang tak- memang-
that
Diorang memang tak
Minsita
bagi
as the
one-one
counter.
tu dekat Siku.
Or maybe they don't want to bring a tank jungler for Chico. They can bring
Hyper
something
Bruno,
else. They can bring
Kacau.
another damage dealer jungler, such as maybe Ling, right? Or maybe Hayabusa for Chico.
So many options for the man known as
Kita kan
Chief,
kita boleh pergi
guys.
Jakarta bang.
But like clockwork,
Diorang balik
Cambodia has
kampung
picked up
ah.
that joy, so Malaysia definitely needs
Definitely.
some kind of solution.
Absolutely.
Lockdown, mobility.
Obviously.
Well, Beatrix will be one of the main choices here. Of course, the wave management is what's important. What makes that joy so obnoxious is the fact that he can clear the wave so fast. So if Malaysia
think
can
yes.
match the clear,
Agree.
maybe it will be pretty manageable. We'll have to see.
Yeah, but Patrick and maybe Lapu-Lapu could be the prior for Malaysia because we've seen as well Lapu-Lapu in the hand of Boom, right? It's maybe it's not not really a prior target for Malaysia because Boom as an XP laner, he just need to
Oh,
clear the
wait.
the wave as soon as possible, right? And the problem from the XP laner is they always like to play, the cutting strategies. So it makes you won't realize that actually there's someone can try to
Mel,
attack
abang
you
kat
from the
ML.
blind spot. That's the only
Abang dah
problem
ada skin Nima Bruno.
when you try to,
Tak training main Bruno lah lepas ni.
when you try to face the EXP laner here.
Right, this EXP laners.
Tapi abang
they
takut
just
kalau
have
abang
so
kami
many
ML
ways
terlalu
to
power
try and
sangat
roam
nanti
around
takut
and
Todak nak ambil
translate
abang
their
Ramin
lane
main
advantage.
orang punya
So I think that is
goal lane.
a
Susah.
very important
Kau tahu abang malas nak
part of the
main
game.
Yes.
malas
But
nak main
as
ML
you
sangat.
take up
Takut nanti.
Momo-chan, what is going on here? Momo-chan has predicted the Lapu-Lapu as well, and early on, you predicted
Takut
Mincetar
nanti
as well.
Todak
So
nak
you're just
Ramin.
you're just in sync with Momo
join team
from
kita nak.
Team Malaysia.
No,
You
actually, I
main
got my
mas main
coffee.
power sangat.
Get your coffee. It gives you
I get my
superpowers.
coffee and my friends, so it's not as that hot as before. Right?
Takut
Okay,
tu
but
je lah kan.
let's back to the draft. Lapu-Lapu and also Bruno. I like this Bruno pick.
Betul abang malas
But
main.
the problem is,
Malas
it's only
Leomord.
malas
oh
nak
sorry,
comeback.
Leomord. Because Leomord and Bruno, I like
Magic
that
Chess
Bruno.
okey lah
I-
kan. Magic Chess okey
Bruno,
lagi lah. Sebab
he
SP
has
memang
that one
yang murah tu dia ada
escape
dua.
capability
Memang yang skin ada
with
dua.
the
Yang mahal dengan yang
slide.
murah.
The flying tackle, are you watching a video?
Mahal dengan murah kan.
No, the flying
Yang ada
tackle
yang
from
murah
Messi.
tu je.
Sorry.
Berapa
Yeah.
berapa ratus diamond
Hang
dia
on.
dapat.
Rich transition,
Yang
but go
murah
on.
Neymar
Yeah,
tu.
but Bruno, it's
Neymar yang
that's
dekat
the only
go
way.
shop
But
tu.
we know with the
Neymar lagi
flicker
satu tu
spells
mahal.
there,
Tak payah kan.
from Bruno, he should be able to survive. Even though Malaysia, they have this lapu-lapu, they have the real one manipulation that can give a slow effect for members of Cambodia. As long as he has a good positioning, we know we seen it right in the game number 2 with OP with Brody. How many times that actually Malaysia tried so hard
Orang tak pakai freak
to take him down.
lah.
And he is
Orang
able to
pakai
And
survive.
lead
he's
kaki
able,
lah.
that's the thing. So I think Malaysia needs something else. What else that they have to bring something that can go back into the
Abang nak
growth
pergi Bali
lane
ke tak?
and even maybe have enough CC to stop this Bruno with all the ability, escape ability that he has.
Might be a very aggressive roamer that can actually serve that role.
Yang skin Neymar
We'll
lagi
have to
satu
see.
siapa tahu
Right
berapa
now,
diamond nak
Mincetar
dapatkan
has been
Yes.
banned by
skin tu.
Cambodia
Exactly,
as well,
very
so
true.
they recognize the need to deny these dash denials from Malaysia, deniception. But Malaysia has banned away the Diggy and the Rafaela as well, not wanting them to be able to kite away from the aggression. Because for Malaysia right now, they do have the Yves with a lot of slow. So if a Diggy or Rafaela can speed up the rest of the members of Cambodia, that might be a solution that Malaysia does not
World Cup
want
squad siapa
Cambodia
bang?
to
Jepun,
have.
Jepun.
Final ban will be that Franco though, but I'm guessing that they are not expecting that Franco to be in the jungle from Malaysia.
Yeah, I think Malaysia shouldn't take it anymore.
200 ke
shouldn't
400
bring the
takkan
same,
sikit sangat.
maybe the same draft like in the game number 1, but Malaysia, I just feel with the composition that Cambodia has right now.
Sifat orang
we
tiga
need
Barindu
someone
ni
that can
dolar
have
salih,
a
dolar
early
salih.
damage here.
Oi.
They already have
Oh.
this Batrix.
Orang King
I think
Sui,
it's
dolar
enough.
salih, Shabby
If
Singh
compared
dekat
to Leslie,
FIFA orang tiga.
Batrix is
Rindu
way
benda tu
more
lah.
maybe I could say a little bit safe here from the positioning from the damage, right? Because
Yes.
Leslie in this item Batrix does as well, but he still have a basic damage, a little bit damage from Batrix if you compare to Leslie. But a Ruby pick from Malaysia,
Ini bang, Jepun dah kalah 2-0. Aduh.
I think they have to bring an assassin jungler.
Perhaps we have to see
Perhaps.
because there's a bit of a rock paper scissors situation here. Because
Yeah.
if Malaysia can have advantage for Moon, for example, they can zone OP away. But if the Joy becomes a big problem, then automatically Moon cannot deal or cannot zone like that. So a lot of situationals here. But for Cambodia, first the Matilda as well as the Yutong, that is a lot of dive here. 2 fighters, 1 mage/assassin, and in addition to that, the Matilda. So many dashes, so many ways to engage on. And Malaysia does have a Ruby, but are they gonna? Oh, they go for the box here. Whoa, that's fast clear, and that is crowd control and regeneration denial from the Turtles Puissance. So it makes sense on paper, but will it work out? This is a very interesting draft from both these teams.
Oh my god. Oh, and I like that skin, Yams. New skins. Aspirants from
Oof, the Aspirant skin.
Malaysia here. And Baxia as a jungler for Chico, guys. I'm not sure because I have my own, I have my own
Habislah
opinion
customer
about
perempuan
the
dia kena
draft,
marah
right?
dengan peminat
Because
Malaysia.
for me,
Habislah dia.
it's better for Malaysia to take the
Dia komen pasal Ciku
damage
tu.
here because I just
Berani
feel
dia
that
komen
they
pasal
are
Ciku.
lacking of damage.
Gila tu.
They have the bad tricks here. They have a lapu-lapu. But yeah,
Bila dia ni.
Yeah, but
Dia tak sokong
bringing
Ciku
Baxia
habis.
into the game number 3, I think they have to make
Dia
an
komen pasal
active
Basia
rotation
Ciku
here. If
siang.
not, it's gonna be if not, it's
Bela
gonna
dia
be
ni.
a little bit hard for Malaysia.
Well, without further ado, let's get into the
Habislah
final game
kena
between
marah dengan
Cambodia
peminat-peminat
Yeah.
Todak.
and Malaysia. Will we see finally Cambodia sealing the deal, or will Malaysia have a reverse sweep victory?
Aduh, belum
But
apa-apa lagi dah pause
it's
lah.
after this a few short messages, lol.
Okay, Rashi, I got what your point is.
It's like a commercial break.
It's like a
Waiting
commercial
for a
break.
bit of a pause. But I agree, Momo-chan. That is a
Yeah.
very, very solid point. When you pick up
Especially-
Baxia,
yeah.
you need speed. You need to be rolling around. They need to see you rolling, and they have to start hating, because otherwise, it's a bit of wasted potential for Baxia. With the fast clear, with the mobility, if you just stay and farm up, you're not getting the full value. But if Malaysia can abuse it and combine the speed of the Baxia with the slow from the Yves, I think they have a very solid winning solution here.
Yeah, and the thing is, The thing is, Cambodia has Joy, right?
Yes.
We know how fast this hero, especially in the mid lane, he will have a lot of damage with the genius one. Maybe the magic penetration coming from Joy, it will mix the rhythm of Joy, and also the electrifying bits here has a massive damage for Joy. So I think if Malaysia, they cannot stop this Joy to wandering
Tak
around,
payahlah kau nak
I think it's gonna be a
segar-segar.
huge problem for Malaysia. They've done it in the game number 1, right?
Yep.
Even though they have this Min Sitar and also Franco as a lock hero, but the thing is they only have a Ruby.
Exactly. So there's less solutions here, and it's so situational, right? Depending on how the game goes, who gets ahead, who gets shut down. The mid game is so unpredictable, but just like that, we're back
Yeah,
into
that's
the
it,
game
that's
as
it, that's
Lutu takes his orange buff, and right here you can see Deja just getting so aggressive, doing a lot of damage onto Yums, and in the early game, Moon will require some items to be that aggressive, to be that impactful. But look at that slow, right? This is the
Yes.
utility we've been talking about. Oh, as OP takes a cheeky free gold buff.
Yes, thank you. And there you go. OP. He can
Enemy tak
clear
ada
the
resistance,
minion
pasal
quite
senyum-senyum,
fast
tahu
here,
tak
but
apa.
There's really nice stole coming from Lutu.
Drive-by retribution
I
to
know,
secure the
right?
litho.
Yep, and OP. Not really in a good position here, Arashi, but he's totally aware that might be Malaysia don't want to give a lot of space for him to farm, right? So he needs to play a little bit patient here for OP until he gets to the level number 4, or maybe even the first turret in the top lane.
Look at both teams just contesting the gold buff, but Yums is forced to use his flicker as the pressure in the early game is just so much. Mathilda, Joy, Leomord, these are all top-tier heroes in the hands of top-tier players. The
Pin
Malaysians
komen
need
saya
to
tak
respect
kalah
it,
game
but
ketiga,
look at
nak buat
Momo
apa
here,
pin
trading
komen kau
against
Osman,
OP,
tak ada
but
faedah.
the backup is here for both these teams. Fortunately for Momo, Yums is still in the picture, so they can't really just engage recklessly.
And OP, I know Bruno passive is giving a critical, right? Oh, but the really nice stall coming from Yams. Meanwhile, in the bottom lane,
Lutu is very, very low, and Chiku almost takes him out. Formaze actually goes for the play,
easy
takes
lah.
away his life. But look at Moon, he's getting jumped around, he's kiting away with the sprint, but it won't be enough. But
Easy
Formaze
lah.
doing Formaze things with a double kill, going for more. He is trying to actually excel in this 1v2 confrontation. The Petrify Furious Death combo
Easy
comes in,
lah.
and unfortunately, he is taken down. Yums will be trying to trade it back, but Boom will be able to survive as Chiku,
Chiku
in the
buat
midst of
kerja.
everything, yoinks away that turtle.
yeah, and look at that. Now Cambodia, they're having a lot of pressure in the bottom lane, especially, right? Because Momo still able to have a 1v1 situation as well with OP in the top lane. So there's no an urgent rotation that Malaysia has to do.
Ooh, that's an I'm offended. A follow-up with some damage from Moon, but he is so vulnerable right here, being dashed away. Look at that damage. The World Manipulation will buy a bit more time with that shielding, but it won't be enough as Yums is the next target. But look at that. What is this hero, man? Deja is just out of control right now. Chiku finally makes his way up there, but it will be too late. 2 members down off the back of this Joy, just out of control.
Muka
That's what I
pelatan
say,
minta pin.
right, for Joy. You
Janganlah sebut
try
kuat
to
sangat.
take a
Kesian
risk
dia tu.
by letting Joy, and it's gonna be a dangerous situation
Wah
for
ni
Malaysia.
jangan. Dah
Eagle
bahan
has been
dia.
used, and now Momo is still the main target, but he
sudah,
will be
Todak.
surviving for not long.
Oh
But the
my
Amapanda is
God.
being used, and the Malaysians are trying to strike back. But
sudah,
look
Todak,
at
what
Deja,
happened?
man. How is Malaysia supposed to catch him? Someone needs to stop this man. This is illegal.
Absolutely, yeah, I agree with that because
my God.
once you know
Is
that
it
there's a
Cambodia
job
ke apa ni?
available to be picked
Aduh,
by
geng.
your
Macam mana
opponent
ni,
here,
geng?
you already have to, prepare for the worst. Here, you don't have Min Sitar, you only have a Ruby, but the problem is
Isi
Ruby with
final
the
bila?
unoffensive
Januari?
won't be
Januari,
enough
lambat lagi, sebulan lagi.
unless Malaysia they took Formace go to join the team fight here. I think it will be maybe more effective for Malaysia here because once the I'm Infinite being used by Yums, they still have the River Fighters to stun this Deja.
Deja back at it again with
Memang
the dashes.
kacau Joy
But
ni.
you guys will be able to secure his
Kalau
purple
Todak kalah
buff.
ni sebab Joy.
And I
Game
think
pertama
the
Todak kalah sebab
the
Joy. Game
positioning,
kedua kalah pun
right,
sebab Joy.
The formation from the Malaysians need to be revised a bit because Moon has been caught again and again, but Chiku, at every point he can just roll and start engaging with that shield unity. The turtle is up right now and both teams are going for it. As we mentioned, if everything goes front to back, certainly Malaysia has a chance. But the Black Dragon form, along with everything, Chico actually gets the steal still. But look at Deja all the way in the back. Moon is zoned away and the Malaysians are split in two. But the Cambodians cannot capitalize. And Chico, he gets it done.
Wow, Chiku finally. Even though he got the 3 assists, I think it's
hang
enough
on.
for the early.
Taya gets very low with the I'm offended. But Deja 1v3, he doesn't even care. Momo gets taken out. He's
Oh my
unstoppable,
God.
literally. And that is Cambodia. Just not respecting the Malaysian potential at all. Circling Eagle is popped right here again.
Oh my
Youngs is
God.
alone. Moon will try and actually
Look
do
at this
some crowd
Joy.
control. But look at Joy, not even taken low in the middle of all this. And Chico will not be able to protect his top side turret. He will be jumped on right here. Very, very tanky. Probably the Protoss Poisons to do a bit of damage, but he will be taken out as well. The
Alamak,
power in the early
geng.
game by the Cambodians,
Buat
absolutely
dia
insane.
elephant.
And especially, they bring this Matilda, right? So the additional shield and also
what ide elephant? Macam mana diorang nak halang
work
Joy ni?
perfectly
6-0
for
ke
Cambodia.
Joy?
It makes them very, very confident in all the skirmish and team fight that Joy has, right? The electrifying beats, it's immune all of the CC that actually Malaysia have. So the I'm offended
How to
from
win like
Yams
this?
or maybe slow effect from Moon, it won't affect this Joy at all, right?
They require damage.
And
Maybe
he-
damage is the only crowd control that can work.
Yeah, and he
Lepas ni
also
Joy
had the
jadi permanent ban lah
additional
lepas ni.
movement
Gila
speed
Joy.
from the electrifying beats. And it's when you meet Cambodia, please just
Ni kalau kalah ni sebab Joy.
I mean, in general, I think this Joy is just so obnoxious and there's no real easy solution. Not yet, at least. But Formis now has the Bloodlust Axe, so he has a lot more sustain. Chiku actually has the Blade Armor, so gonna be a bit more tanky. But look at Deja. He's just so... He doesn't really have any care in how he positions and how he moves. He just goes in and out. It doesn't matter. There's nothing Malaysia can do until maybe later on the damage coming in from Momo can maybe burst him down. The turtle is now spawning and both teams are looking for it. Malaysia was able to steal it before, but now Cambodia has a lot more control. They might just go and try and take Chiku out before trying to secure the turtle though. Retribution battle being won by Chiku
So
yet again.
kalau
But look
Todak
at the
kalah ni,
dive.
pukul 5
Cambodia
lebih
is
lah dia
all
game
over the
lagi.
back line. The Petrify hits 2 people. Chiku,
what?
but he gets taken out. The knockup now takes
What?
out Yums and Cambodians actually are falling back. That's some DPS coming in from Chiku and Moon.
Yes, but Boom is gonna be the threat for Malaysia. Meanwhile, Momo is just focusing to get the objective in the top lane as soon as possible. And did you realize, Arashi, Deja, he brings the Vengeance spell. So he will have more damage, deals 50 points damage here, plus 25% of the damage as magic damage to the enemy.
So extra damage, and we talked about this. He is so mobile, and
Yes.
he has so much damage. There's no real requirement, and of course the damage reduction.
Yeah.
We said that the only real counter right now, the only real crowd control might be death, might be just damage and burst damage.
Bukan Todak tak
So
kau buat
with the
conversion tu
vengeance,
yang kuat.
that just counters that option as well. So it's a very intelligent choice by Deja on the side of Cambodia.
Yeah. He got the speed, he got the magic damage here, he got the magic reduction from the Vengeance. I think it's enough for Deja. This is what are you looking at, Arashi? You are looking for the answer, right? Why he's very, very strong because of the spell as well.
Well, but he won't be in the bot side, and boom, will get ganked. And the Malaysians will take away a turret, but look at Deja already on the way, on a mission. Unfortunately though, it will be a bit too late as Chiku goes in. He actually
Boleh
doesn't
kot, Todak comeback,
really,
geng.
walks
Boleh ni, boleh,
around,
boleh.
and the crowd control, the poke damage. You can see the itemization, the power spikes for the Malaysians is starting to come through. And if the game goes long enough, it might be dangerous as Momo. You cannot stand alone.
Legendary
I
siap
guess
8-0
it's a tough
bungok.
situation because even if you try and babysit and guard Momo against this Joy, it's almost pointless.
I know, exactly, Arashi. I agree with that. But
Unreal.
an legendary for Deja, it means that
He's 8-0, Momo-chan.
this is why, maybe, like you said earlier, Arashi, this Joy, maybe we haven't found the counter yet, right? Okay, maybe if we talk about Minsita, it's not easy to use Minsita as well because it has a little movement speed here. But as the
Ooh.
fight comes in the Lord Pit, Archie,
Chiku goes in for more plays, but Yums is also trying to do a lot of crowd control.
Lord?
Chiku will be too low to attempt to steal. The
The
Black
Lord?
Dragon form has been used, and Chiku will not be there to steal that Lord. Lord is taken by
Ow!
but it's still all right. The Malaysians are trying to
Balik,
get
balik, balik,
compensation.
balik, balik,
Lutu
balik,
will be
balik,
the only
balik.
one they can take out. It's a 2-for-1, and they have lost the Lord to
Kalau Todak
Cambodia.
kalah ni pukul 5 kan ada game
Malaysia
lawan
needs to try and
Vietnam.
make something happen.
yeah, because as we seen for the replay here, Chiku, he comes in with the Baxia Shield Unity,
Kalau Todak
trying
kalah.
to break everyone, actually, especially the frontliner of Cambodia, right? But the problem is, once the Black Dragon form pop up coming from Malaysia, the thing is they don't have enough damage to follow up Chiku and also Boom here, because Boom he wants to take someone at the backline, especially it's Moonrat and also Momo. So the problem is, once the Black Dragon form pops up from Cambodia, Malaysia, they have to back off a little bit here. They don't want to take off they want to force the team fight because they know the Furious Death can knock them out.
Now the Cambodians are going for the turret, but the Malaysians are able to actually stave off that aggression, losing relatively low amounts of turret HP. And for the most part, the Cambodians did not go for
Tapi
the
kalau diorang
three-way
boleh
push at the
shut
same
down
time.
Joy
So I think
ni,
they missed
boleh
out
lah.
on a
Tapi
lot
macam mana
of
nak shut down
utility
Joy?
using the empowered minion waves. But right now, the Malaysians are still on the back foot for sure. They lose a turret despite all that, but the middle turret, one of the more important ones, is still standing. Not for long though, as I think the Cambodians will try and do something.
Yeah. And what will they do actually, especially for
Ini
Malaysia?
apa bracket, geng?
because
Yes.
Now Cambodia, look at that.
Aduh,
group
baru nak
with the
tengok
Black
Malaysia
Dragon
lawan
form
Indonesia
trying to hit
besok.
Momo's down in
Oh,
the
the Petrify
Petrify
though. Momo gets taken low and he gets taken out. Lutu will be the one picking up that kill, but now the Malaysians trying to strike back. Look at Formace doing
boleh,
damage,
boleh,
but
boleh.
look at Deja! In and out.
Aduh.
Look at the
Oh my
regeneration. That is unreal. He is legendary right now with 9 kills.
Tak
And
mati
what is
siap,
that? He
Joy.
is regenerating so much. There's no chance for Malaysia to strike back. 3 members down. It's a 3-for-2, but it is looking very bleak
It
for
re-
Malaysia. Where is the counterplay?
It reminds me of France yesterday. Did you remember?
Right,
Rio,
the amount
korang
of
biar je,
sustain is
korang biar je
insane.
diorang ni.
Yeah,
Tak apa,
still,
diorang
and look at to the
gurau je tu.
replay just now. The team fight actually is already, been set up by Cambodia, right? With
Tak
the Black
mati
Dragon
tu,
form
Joy.
coming from Boom. Boom was down, but the thing is, Momo down at the first line here. So when Deja comes with the electrifying bits and also the rhythm of joy, no one can stop him down because all of the ability is already being used when they want to shut down Boom with the Black Dragon form.
He goes in, he regenerates HP instead of losing it. What is going on? That can't be legal, man.
And especially they bring this Matilda, right? So it's easy for Cambodia to just go in and go out wherever they want.
The
They can
utility.
try to avoid the team fight from Malaysia.
Oh, big combo here with the Nibiru's Passion. That will be Boom taken out. That's already a very solid pick, but the Malaysians need to be very careful. Joy, Deja on that Joy is just way too strong right now, but they can have advantage here in numbers when they're trying to contest for this next Lord. Formace and Moon already trying to deal some damage, deal some poke damage, but the Lord will be taken very low. It will be secured by Chiku, but the Cambodians want blood. They go in and Momo gets taken out almost instantly, and Deja is not done just yet. Chiku is the next target. The real manipulation is popped up, but it won't even matter. Formace tries to make a play happen on the backside. He does a lot of damage, but it won't be enough. Right now, he's not done. but I think Deja goes in for a big flank here. Very, very interesting. Unfortunately, without any waves, it won't be enough just yet. Malaysia needs some damage items. Deja cannot keep getting away with this.
I know the dominance as won't work anymore. I think for Malaysia, but look
Boleh
at that.
comeback tak lagi
Another
ni?
team fight
Tak,
already.
dari segi gol
I'm afraid that it
sama.
won't be enough. He is getting jumped on by both Boom as well as Deja. That is Deja, legendary, and he is still not waiting. Boom will take away Moon's life as well.
How was that?
Fomis is the
Pedih
only
tu
one
kan?
that's durable enough to survive in these situations, but the Cambodians just keep ignoring him. They're just walking away.
Walaupun diorang
Alright,
kill
and
banyak
now
tapi
the
gol
Lord is
biasa tak
matching
banyak
that
tau.
into the top lane is gonna be a distraction for Cambodia. They have to clear this Lord first before if they want to
Mungkin
continue
late
the
game
join.
Todak
But
boleh comeback
look
lagi
at
kot.
the electrifying bits pop up from DJ trying to shoo Formis away.
late game boleh comeback
Don't
lagi, geng.
disturb Cambodia because they want to clear the Lord as soon as possible. Once after that, they're going to reset it again and they're going back into the business. Archie.
It's so difficult for Malaysia right now because even if they secure
It
the
is,
Lord,
it is,
look
yeah.
at how
Indonesia
easily
EVOS,
it's
EVOS.
cleared, how easily it's dealt with.
Indonesia
They have no
EVOS yang
chance
main.
to
Philippines
even walk with
blacklist.
that Lord.
Look at the item, okay? He has, the first item is Genius one. It means he already has the magic penetration since in the beginning. And now with the Genius one that has a burn evac, right? It's make his powerful and oh my god, 35% magic damage from the Holy Crystal is being done. It's done for DJ. So it's, I don't know what will Malaysia do because I think with all of the magic defense coming from Malaysia, it's
tapi
one-
jangan
it's
perkecilkan
still won't
Bruno
enough.
tu.
You know, with the Athena
OP
seal,
tu
the
Bruno
Radiant
terkeras juga tu
armor,
late game.
and also maybe they need an Oracle as well because they need this lifesteal from Malaysia at least to stay for the team fight here.
Speaking of the glowing wand though, Moon has one as well. So the power spikes is coming up for the Malaysians. We are at 15 minutes. You can consider this slightly towards the late game. And with enough damage, Deja needs to be more and more careful in how he wants to approach these fights. So maybe they can be a mistake that the Malaysians can take advantage of. Right now, surprisingly, the Malaysians are the one with a bit of control.
And the problem is, it's not only Deja the problem though.
Yes, Lutu, Boom,
OP.
OP. So
Right.
magic and physical as well, Momo-chan. A good mix of items that you need to survive from this damage.
There are so many targets for Malaysia to be, you know, to be maybe focused. They have to choose which one they have to prior to be taken down here. Is it gonna be Deja or is it gonna be OP who has the
Momo
perfect
awal-awal game tak
positioning
boleh farm.
until now, right? And
Bayangkan,
the
5
next
kali
one is
Momo
gonna
kena
be
banteng,
the
dia tak boleh
answer
farm.
for both of the teams.
Tapi diorang kena bagi,
One for
kena
one
kena
Lord,
bertahan
and now
lah.
it's gonna be the
Sebab
third Lord
turret team
in
Todak
all
banyak
5
lagi tu
minutes.
turret.
Sorry,
Todak-
15
diorang,
minutes again.
tim
And now
Cambodia, dia
Malaysia,
diorang banyak
they
kill
have to
tapi
do
diorang tak
something
dapat
else. They
push.
have to at least take down one member.
Diorang banyak kill tapi
before
tak
they
dapat
start the
push
big fight. Five versus
base
five with
Todak
Cambodia.
lagi.
Well, they have to get a pick off and on the right target as well because they can't just go and get any kind of pick off.
So, ada
Right
kelemahan
now,
juga
they're the
Johnny.
ones being
Diorang
blown
buat
away.
Johnny dia
Four
power
Mace
kill
is
tapi
coming
dia
in.
tak
He
power
has the
push.
items available to
Mungkin
go in. Black Dragon form has been used by Boom towards that back line. And look at Deja just wreaking
Abang.
havoc. And while that's
Oh,
happening,
dapat.
Chiku as well as Four Mace
Oh,
are trying
no.
so hard, but the back line is being absolutely decimated. Deja with the recalls, just disrespecting Four Mace. Despite his best efforts, will not be able to make anything happen. That's a
Oh,
3-4-0 for the side of Cambodia, and it's looking like the beginning of the end. Yums and Momo trying their best to try and do something, but it won't be enough. Yums taken very low. That is the first turret. And Cambodia
Tahan,
on the
tahan,
siege phase,
tahan,
not trying
tahan.
to stop at all, going in for the base turret. Will they
Oh my
continue
God.
with a minimal amount of minions? The death timers are still so long.
Aduh, ada
8 more
pula
seconds.
minion.
The moon is on the base.
Oh,
And look at that.
sakitnya.
Momo goes in. Yums tries to stop the minion wave, but it won't be enough. That will be Cambodia, upsetting the majority of the caster
Kebal,
prediction.
Siot.
The caster curse
Joy.
strikes again. Cambodia, you guys got it done.
Oh my god, 2-1 against Malaysia.
Confirm top
And-
3 dah boy.
Wow, I think it looks very bad actually. Game number 3 for Malaysia, they don't
Ouch.
have enough ability to stop only one hero. We might not see that this Bruno do a lot of outplay, right?
Benar
There's no need to.
He doesn't need to.
Tapi
He
tak
only
pernah
need this
sesakit
DJ go
ini.
dive in with the
Kena
rhythm of joy,
pernah
get a perfect hits. Then
kalah,
after that,
tapi tak
once the CC comes from
pernah
Malaysia, such as
sekalah
maybe I'm offended from
ini.
Ruby, he just need to pop up
Okay kan,
the
maksudnya
electrifying
pukul
hits.
5 kita
With the
jumpa lagi dah
damages
kan.
you
Dalam
mentioned,
pukul
it
5
just makes
Todak
it so
lawan
difficult.
in
Exactly.
He
Vietnam
does damage.
dekat
He
lower
has
bracket.
sustain, and now with the
Besok-
damage reduction, even if 5
Besok
members
pula lawan
hitting
Filipin
or just beating down on him,
pukul
as we
5
mentioned,
juga. So petang ni
the
pukul
spells
5
are so
Todak lawan
strong that
Vietnam.
eventually you will get taken out, and even if you don't get taken out, the
Bro, kena
sustain
turun
will
game, bang.
ensure
Turun low
that
bracket.
you don't get taken
Turun
out
low
either.
bracket.
And
Lawan
then
Vietnam
once
pukul-
the Malaysians think, okay, it's our chance now, the vengeance is
Pukul
down,
5
the
nanti,
spells are
pukul
on
5.
cooldown, he just gets out with the
Orang
guiding
bertekawar
ring.
lagi So
Agree
mungkin
with that.
mungkin
So
Todak saja nak lawan
the drop
Filipin
is just
kot
too
nanti kat lower
perfect
bracket.
for Cambodia, I could say, for our third
So
game.
relax
Just
lo,
one
chill
pick,
lo, belum
but
berakhir
one
lagi
pick
untuk
made so
Todak.
much difference.
No, actually, it
Pemburuan
started from
pingat
the third
dekat
ban
sini masih
phase,
ada
right?
lagi,
Because we thought that it's not gonna
Tolonglah
be
ban
Atlas
Joy. Tak boleh
that
lawan
we
Joy,
ban
Joy.
out,
Tak boleh lawan
by
Joy.
Malaysia, but they choose
Tak boleh lawan
Atlas
Joy
rather
langsung.
than
Terceduk
this
terus lawan Joy. Hilang terus.
Exactly, it's a very interesting choice.
Tak mati tu
He's
Joy
getting
bangsa.
some
Joy
high
langsung tak
action
mati kot game ni.
Yes, look at the highlight. Actually, it's not really
Kosong
it's not
kill,
really
kosong
active
dead
though
tu Joy.
for-
Tak mati
for
langsung
this,
Joy.
Joy to giving some punishment for Malaysia in the beginning and since in the early. But when it comes to minute number 3, minute number 5, this stage is really really unstoppable. Look at that, the vengeance pop up. Then after that, he has the genius one as a magic penetration, more damage for this Joy. It makes Joy really really free, and this is the 1 versus 3 in the
Tak,
mid
cuba
lane.
kau fikir
He
positif.
even dive into the mid turrets.
Fikir
level
positif,
7.
walau
How is
Todak
he
kalah,
doing this?
maksudnya kita akan ada banyak lagi
Monster
game
kill. He
Todak yang kita boleh
stopped
tengok.
Yums and
Kalau Todak menang,
I
hari
can
ni
say
dah tak ada
with
game dah.
everyone
Besok
from
je lawan
Malaysia.
Indonesia.
This is
Kan?
why it's
So bila
very
Todak
hard when
kalah,
you
so
let
hari
Joy
ni
into
ada
the
game
hand of
Todak,
your
besok
opponent.
ada game
You
Todak
don't
lagi.
have-
Ha!
we've
Maksudnya
seen, right,
Todak
in
saja
game
nak
number
main
one,
banyak
we've seen that
game.
it's not enough.
Takkan tu pun kau tak
Not enough
faham.
at all. I think you need
Ah.
maybe suppression even.
Kalau
just
dia
to
orang menang
ensure
hari
that
ni,
it's
dah
not
tak ada
just
game lagi
denying
dah.
the
Ini ada
dashes,
extra
but
game.
stopping him
Kita
from
boleh
doing
layan
damage
lagi Todak
whatsoever.
extra game
Because
lah.
even
Todak
without
yang
the
main
dashes,
kan. So dia
the,
saja nak
the
turun low
spammable
bracket.
nature of that
Mental low
hero
bracket bang.
with a concentrated energy allows
Berfikiran
Deja right
positif.
here to just
Aduh, korang
sustain
ni,
so
kau
much
apa tahu?
more than a marksman. I think the DPS and the sustain is higher than a late game marksman with a House Claws.
I think they need someone.
Todak
that
saja nak
has
bagi
a,
banyak,
you know,
nak
a
saja nak
some
main banyak
CC,
game kat
something
balik.
like they need
Korang
a
apa tahu?
stopper because
nak
it
marah.
makes actually
apa
Joy
lagi?
looks very very strong because no one can stop him, right?
Exactly. I mean, Cambodia banned out the Franco as well because of that.
Because of that, and the Misitar really
Janganlah
good,
mahu nak marah je.
ban out. They coming from Cambodia, the last 2 ban, right?
Dah,
It
pergi
makes
makan tengah
this,
hari.
Joy
Pergi lunch.
really really
Jangan marah.
free. Look at that, he dive in
Okay.
into
Ah.
the
Prosperity
front
burger
lane
dah
of
keluar kat Meli tu,
Malaysia,
pergi
and
beli
he
makan.
can-
Sedap
he can
oh.
destroy
Curly fries
everyone
tu.
that he wants.
Curly fries. Curly fries.
Very
Ah,
Then just goes
burger
back in.
prosperity
He
tu dengan
gains
bawang
HP.
dia. Oh,
He's
sedap oh
diving
bawang.
at
Oh,
tower with 3 people and
gila.
he gains HP.
Okay, geng. Kita jumpa
Hello?
lagi. Assalamualaikum.
No, it's just unreal, right? Alright.
Is this functioning
Bye.
as intended? It's so confusing to look
No,
at. It doesn't seem like it's supposed to happen.
This hero is just too broken, you know, because
For
this
now.
is the new. For now, maybe we are waiting for the nerf for Joy, but yeah, the distraction that comes from Boom as well. It's what makes Malaysia they are
Yes.
just being pushed away by Boom. That's it.
Or by
right?
Lutu on the Liam ward. Don't
That's right.
forget, these are very strong heroes in the hands
Yeah.
of Cambodia.
Exactly, the immune of the CC and also the Matilda with the guiding wind. It makes Cambodia hero. They can just dive in wherever they want. They can go out wherever they want as well. Once they done with the business, they just pop up the guiding wind and we
We leave. Adios.
we live. Yes, bye, adios, my friend. But yeah, I think
It's so sad as well because Malaysia, they were putting up a great fight. Chico was able to get those objective steals as well, but unfortunately,
look at that without that at all.
again, watch that game again and see how he's playing and tell me this score makes sense.
13
Almost
kills.
91,000 damage dealt and 70,000 damage taken. This is a damage dealer, by the way, who only has essentially 1 defensive item, the concentrated energy. It's not even a real defensive item. It still does damage. He took 70,000 damage.
Because
Hello.
because he's very very confident with the vengeance spell.